Welcome to the GRG Podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMEGA4.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again, state your name, been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes, damn he did it again, I just flipped the pain, stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything. Swimming, you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming, I put my low racks on it. I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it. See the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin. Money clip, I tossed it, I heard it's big bags on big bags on big bags coming, coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Pump up the action. Bitch, I'm active. If he never heard of Ben Dope, he just napping. Jackson's off the rapping. Keep it on my body, bitch, I'm broke if you asking. Don't gotta sell him, most Cialis flawless. Broken whistles longer than it's foreign. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's an ass since she isn't gorgeous? Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest, do not know when knocking on the door is. Came in, I came in, did it like the Porsches. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10,
What's happening, everybody? The GRG podcast is live. If I'm going to sound a little chill tonight, that's because I'm not on that, I don't know. I'm not on that herbage. Not on that. I'm not even drinking yet. I'm drinking water. I'm drinking water right now.
Me too, actually. Me too.
Yeah, I'm drinking water. You know what I'm saying? Water. You know what
Hey,
I'm
help
saying?
me.
Yeah, you got
He's lying. He had that old man bathroom break already. He already feels good.
No. I got my water. I'm drinking water right now. I'm drinking my water. Water buffalo.
Look, it's okay when you get to that age. You know, it happens. All right. You know, sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Anyway, but I'm not on anything else except for that COVID shot, and I'm a little drowsy. That's it, right? I'm a little drowsy. So for people out there that's been skeptical, I'm letting you know right now. You know what I'm saying? I took the Pfizer shot this morning. It's got me drowsy, arm soreness, same kind of stuff that usually people say. I think there's some people that's gotten some symptoms or whatever, kind of like, you know, how like you do if you get a flu shot or whatever. So while I'm doing the show, if I fall out, then you know if this shit is bad for you or not. So, you know what I'm saying? But I've been saying that I'm going to get it. I've been hiding in the cut for forever. And so once I had the opportunity to get it, man, I'm going to get it. So, yeah, so we're gonna get ready to do it. So I'm gonna be kind of chill. I got my sound effects, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna be too crazy with them tonight. You know what I'm saying, because I just want to be chill.
Thank God.
You know what? I might hit them all right now. I'll just hit every last one of them. Hold on, let's see. No, I'm not.
Yeah, just get out your system. Get out your system.
I don't have it. I don't have it in me tonight.
Just one.
Let's see. Hold on. How about that?
That works. Good.
Well, let me do one more because I do like playing with this thing. I do. All right,
I've created a monster already.
You did, All right, so here we go. So if I fall out like that, that's probably how I'm going to fall out. Anyway, welcome to the GRG podcast, man. We are live. Let's get it. Hey, man, I would love me some sweet potato pie. I mean, some pecan pie right now, or some sweet potato pie. But, No. I just want to drink this water, and then I'll get to some Jack Daniels here later on.
He's not
tonight.
talking to us, folks.
Anyway,
he says he's gonna get that Jack Daniels, but it's really not that at all. He's gonna go get that prune juice. You know, he's got to clean it out.
Damn, the prune juice, though?
Bro. Hey man, lemon is not here. That's our elder statesman. So that's the oldest dude in the podcast. That's the one that's gonna need the Geritol and the prune juice, not me. You know what I'm saying?
He runs out of breath, folks. As he runs out of breath.
That's how we do it.
All he needs is that Bang a little bit of bunion cream. But you
anyway, let's get started, man. We already got these nuts. Anyway, Bloody Knuckles in the house. What's happening with you, brother? What you been up to, man, this week?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You already know what it is. I was like, I've been kind of taking a little bit of time off, needed to get away from some things. I was like, trying to do the responsible things and trying to get some stuff working. But glad to always be on the show. It's like, of course, I'm getting ready to be back and doing my usual thing all over my streams next week. But other than that, I'm just here to talk about the news that we got coming in. Other than that, I've just been chilling and playing a little bit game on my own. Trying to work on some things and work through that never-ending backlog that I keep building up because I keep buying new shit that I don't be playing.
Nice.
So, you know how.
Yes, and you know what? Okay, and also I do need to say this before I get to the next team member. What's going on, Minchie? What's on, everybody? What's going on, Sleepy?
Hey.
I see Christopher Hart's in the building. I see my boy Mr. Kima. I see my boy Shady. I see my boy Rain64 Deck. You know what I'm saying? Cali Rex in the building. PlayStation's representing tonight. And our boy Craig. I got Hollywood. I'm gonna have to bring you back onto the show, brother. And you know what? I forgot to hit you up, Rain, but yeah, we're gonna get you onto the show too, man. And I gotta get my boy Dragonheart Yobi back on too as well. And Minchie, she's got to get back on, so I'll start getting back to it. So Shady, whenever you got the time, let me know as well, so we can go ahead and we can do that, because I'm going to start going back and asking people, if they can come on and help us, get some of these topics out and have a good time doing it. But yeah, I also wanted to say right here, all right, so I got my 360 back, right? And if a little quick story, I had my 360 in my previous relationship that I had, long relationship actually, but I didn't want to. I just left that. I kind of left everything. I've told this story before, but when you've been in a relationship with a person and she has kids, you don't want to just take something from them. So I left my old 360 with them, but I thought my old games were gone. Because my hard drive and everything was there. But I have to give a big shout out to Sir X-Man and Core, because they were the ones that was telling me, hey man, you could go back and you could get your old games if you put them in the cloud. But see, I didn't put games in the cloud like that. I wasn't all into that type of stuff.
I didn't do that either.
But luckily, I don't know who told me to do something. I remembered something that happened when I went to GameStop. One of those last times before the Xbox One came out, and I was trading in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that person told me that the game was going to get delisted. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about delisted? What does that mean, right? Like, you mean that they're not going to sell the game? This is one of the hottest fighting games out there. And he was just like, this is what they're saying. And so he says, what you need to do is save that game. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And so I did. And so I must have saved some other games. Matter of fact, right here, this is one of the 360 games. This is my gameplay. I was playing it last night after next podcast. And I forgot how fun this game was. This was the Crash it was a little arcade title that was kind of following from the Takedown. And there's gonna be some other games that are gonna show that I've been playing on that I was playing on the 360. But it's great to have the 360 back in the household. And I got to say, man, it is Fight Night's gonna be wild tomorrow. Sunday night. So anyway, but let's get on to the panel. Man, my boy Six Slayer, what's happening with you, brother? Man, congratulations on y'all's first debut for the Lion's Den or the Puppet Magic Dragon's Den. Yeah, man. It was
disrespectful already, yo. Come on, at least for the first episode, can I get some?
Okay. Next week, I'll give y'all about a month, and then next thing it's gonna be just I'm gonna start lighting y'all up. But anyway, but no, congratulations on that, man. It's about time.
Thank you. All the
setup. Everything was nice, man. It was really great. So anyway,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, let us know what's going on, man. Other than that, let us know about that too.
Well, sorry about the mic situation. It was hard to hear. I was using that cheap Bluetooth headset that you saw in my ears.
because I'm using an iPad because I don't have a neck cam, so I didn't plan on using my mic with the iPad, and I didn't realize the Bluetooth headset would sound so crappy. So I apologize about that. A solution is already here and in place, so tomorrow's episode is gonna sound a lot better. Anyway, just got paid Friday night, and I'm here drinking water and eating now and later.
Everybody's drinking water, man. God dang.
Yeah. I'm up to no good this night. I'm just chilling, bro. Hey man, I ain't looking for no problems tonight, bro.
Hell, I think my wife is in there drinking wine with her homegirls in there. I'm the one who's drinking water anyway. But
yeah, man.
Okay, but man, before I get to Slayer, I keep saying want to say Steel, but I say Slayer because I'm used to putting in the S. But anyway, before I get to Steel, I gotta sit here and hit up Child of God, man. Thomas, man, it was fun playing some Destiny with you the other night, brother. He says, GRG brothers, what's good? I hope you guys turn up tonight and have fun. Let's go. We always have fun, brother. But man, the newest member of the podcast, man, here, man, representing, doing the damn thing, man. It was really great seeing you. Shout out GRG this morning. It was really great. I was getting my shot when I saw it, and I was like, oh, look at that. That's what's up, man. So, what's going on to my boy Still Rain? What's happening, man? What's been going on? What you been doing? What happened?
Rain?
Rain. I think we lost
Rain? What? He's working it out because he toggled his mute, so he's working something out.
All right, he's working something out. All right, okay. So I was looking at something completely different because when I would hit him up, it was like, oh yeah, he's messing with it. All right, it's all right. It's all right. It happens. It's podcasting, man. It's podcasting. He had to come back and we would come back. Well, anyway, all right. So I think he just popped back in. All right. Let me see if I need to hit something on my end. No, that's on him. So. Hopefully he'll get it fixed up and all that. But anyway, but yeah, it was fun playing Destiny with you. I know that we was getting lost, and then Lord Attic came in there and from the Iron Lords, and he started laughing. He was laughing at me because I'm a simpleton because he comes in there with his super duper it looked like a damn like a Power Ranger the way his dude was all set up, looking clean. My dude's wearing like 3 or 4 different outfits, looking mince match. He was looking crusty, but I got the job done. We beat the final boss in the Beyond Light, but I had to go back and I had to go and do these little crystal things, and so I got one more. So I'm planning on trying to do that probably sometime tomorrow. Get that knocked out, get it over with, and then try to get my light level over 1200. So so I won't be looking like a peasant because those higher echelon Destiny players be looking down on you. So other than that, man, let's get to it, man. Let's start off on the very first topic. So anyway, and then hopefully Rain will come in here. Let's talk about the PlayStation for a minute. Let's get right to it. All right, so I wanted to talk about this last week, but we didn't have enough time. What in the world is going on with the PlayStation 5's storage situation? I'm not understanding this. I'm not getting it. Okay. If this was an Xbox situation, I think everybody that's listening to us right now would already know how it would go.
Oh my God, it'd be over.
It would be a disaster.
Game over.
It would be a disaster.
Well, it would be like 360 red ring off bat at like its worst point at the beginning and get worse from there.
It would be absolutely awful. The thing of it is that now, okay, PlayStation, when they first came out and they was talking about the SSDs and people were talking about they was going to get these Samsung, I think it was 150, 100, it was 100,
950.
Yeah, something like that. It was going to be like $150, and they was going to save money, and they was going to buy multiple, and then Sony came in like the ATF and shut that shit down. Like, no, you're not going to. We're just locking this thing up. We got this little compartment where you can put your SSDs in, but we can't. You can't do that right now. And so, of course, we've talked about it before, and the other people other podcasts and other people's talked about it. But now it's kind of gotten quiet. You get a little article here, a little article there. But where's the outrage? Because now at this point, okay, there are games out there that are huge. Call of Duty. There are people now that's over here complaining about Call of Duty taking so much space it's like 500 and some gigs by itself now. If you got both if you got Warzone and if you got the regular game installed.
Can't
So
fit that whole thing into a PS4. Wow.
right, and so the thing of it is that, I mean, even when we got the external SSD, I got the external SSD. It is very pricey, but man, without it, I would be so pissed because I wouldn't have anything in there. Like, I mean, what, the max 17 games? 17 games, especially as big as Call of Duty is, and a couple other games. And then on top of that, isn't PlayStation 5 storage even smaller than that? Smaller than what the Xbox?
667.
Yeah. So it's absolutely atrocious. This is very, very bad for PlayStation, in my opinion. So so let me go to you on this one, Slayer. What in the world is going on with this, man? How serious is this, and why nobody else is talking about it?
Well, I don't know why anybody's not talking about it, but I'm gonna take you down to a lower level of hell right now.
Okay.
So, check it out. Based on the die shots of the SoC, we know about the PCIe lanes that go to the SSD. That's basically the lanes between the drive and the CPU. Okay, all the data that's coming off the SSD, right? Long story short, you can't. Okay, when Sony allows you to put an SSD into that slot, the one that's internal to the PS5 is dead to you. Meaning, okay, these drives, okay, 1 terabyte, okay, like one of the drives that people are suspecting would be compatible if Sony unlocked the feature right now is the Sabrent 1 terabyte. It costs $220. I know my brother just bought one. Okay? That's 1 terabyte. If you put that into the PS5, all you have is 1 terabyte. It's not an amalgam of both your new drive and the internal of the system. Because you need to use all the lanes for one drive, and there's only enough lanes for one drive. The difference, the reason, well, in part, to many other reasons. One of the reasons why the Xbox has, number one, half the speed of the SSD in the PS5, just hardware-wise, at the base level, and why the Xbox can do 2 drives at the same time, the internal drive plus the external cartridge, right? At the same time is, they took the lanes and they split them between the drives. So if there's 8 lanes, each drive takes 4 lanes. Conversely, on the PlayStation, 1 drive takes 8 lanes. Do you follow what I'm saying? So to even get more capacity than the base Xbox would have, and that's assuming the PlayStation had 1 terabyte at the box and not the 667. I'm putting that aside. Like, I'll give you a pass on that for my instance because it doesn't even matter, right? Like, to get more space, you have to pay twice as much just to get 2 terabytes. On the Xbox, I paid $220, but slightly less than that, on launch date to get the SSD card. I have basically 2 terabytes of space off of one purchase. On the PlayStation, you don't. You're basically back to ground zero. And this is aside from all the heat issues that that they have to turn up the fan when they enable this, because these SSDs are going to make some heat, and they put in a stupid little compartment which made no sense. All of that is absolutely true, and all these things are going to play a part. And this is one of the reasons why I'm very happy I didn't get the PS5 2 weeks ago or last month when I could have, because I'm very concerned about the heat issue already, and this is going to make it even worse. They officially said that, well, they haven't officially said, but we know for a fact that you're going to have to get, well, there's going to be a firmware update that increases the fan speed if you're running your own SSD. And heat's already an issue.
Right.
We see it all over the place. There's lots of evidence of this. And I'm sure you know who is in the chat. I can't see him because I blocked him. But I'm sure he's calling me a fraud and say I'm lying on all these things. Go look it up. We had the picture of the chip. Okay, we already had one on the Xbox from Microsoft. We didn't have to go around their back to get it. They openly showed us because they were proud of what they had. Okay. When it comes to the PlayStation, independent people had to go and do this to get this information out there. So that just goes to show, at a whole new level. But I've said enough already. But this is just bad, like bad. But if it was Xbox, this would be worse than 2013. It'd be done. It'd be done.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah,
but Sony's gonna survive this, no problem. Like this is not gonna hurt them long term. Short term is not gonna be a good look unless it gets to sudden worse situation from here. If it gets worse from here, when more systems start failing, then now they're screwed officially. But they're bad enough as it is. But they will survive this, I think.
Okay,
even
so
short term.
Before you even say this, Bloody, Steel, are you back?
Steel?
Okay. I seen him, but I don't know if he's still.
Yeah, I thought he was ready.
But no, hold on. Cali Rex is saying something right here. He says my guy called the heat issue on my show long ago. Just saying, he even bragged about it. So and Cali, he's a PlayStation dude. So I'm like.
Oh yeah, nuts. I did. I wasn't bragging about it, but I think I might have clowned up. Like I made light of it. I believe I would have but I don't remember particularly. But yeah, probably. But yeah, it's been a situation that I've been concerned about for a long time, and I've spoken openly about this many times.
All right, go ahead, Bloody. I'm sorry.
I was gonna kind of say that from what Sick was saying, even short term. This isn't gonna do anything to hurt Sony because too many people are literally giving them a pass on it, and no one's even making, like I said, there's no one talking on it, there's no media coverage on it, there's no quote unquote outrage on it. How can you actually tell me that you are not angry about one? You're already getting not a full 1 terabyte hard drive, even though on the Series X it's a 1 terabyte. Yes, we understand that there's always a couple hundred that are taken out because of operating system and other needs, but you are getting an 867 gigabyte hard drive, and then almost 200 of that is taken out for your operating system and your UI. So you're getting even less than what everyone else is getting on a 1 terabyte. And here's the other issue is that they are not allowing external hard drives to act as cold storage. And by that, I mean, you cannot put a next-gen PS5 game data on a external hard drive to then be able to transfer over to your PS5 when you need to install it internally. That's where the Series X and Xbox differ from PlayStation, because they allowed the ability to put an external hard drive to act as cold storage to hold your next gen games if it can't fit on the internal storage or even the expansion card. Yes, the expansion card is expensive. That is without a doubt. But guess what? They've at least provided options for fixing the issue of storage, because you have an external expansion card that matches the same speed as the internal SSD. So basically you have 2 terabytes. But if you cannot afford that external card, guess what? They allow you to be able to use a external storage device, which most people have because of how many games a lot of people have. And like me, have everything installed, because you never know when you're going to want to play those games or not, and not wanting to uninstall, reinstall multiple times all the time, to be able to just have them there. But they show, hey, this game to be played needs to be on your internal or the expansion card. If not, it's okay to have it saved on the external. And guess what? Those transfer speeds, because of that internal SSD, make it quick. But there's still the option of being able to use that external storage to hold those games that you may not have directly on your internal SSD. And I think that's one of the biggest issues, is that Sony has not done anything for that issue. Why are they still over 6 months still investigating the heat issue with this internal SSD compartment bay that they built, that they obviously had no idea on how they were going to utilize? there's so much of this console that's still having to be fixed after it launched because of the fact that they don't even know. There was so many of this that was talked about barely a month before the console launched, and they're just like, we currently have no plans, or we're still investigating. Okay, why are you still investigating on something that's supposed to be complete hardware that's launching soon? Why do you not have any sort of aspect or understanding of what y'all are trying to do with it? And especially with something like this is something that is very, very important to gamers. Look at what Sick mentioned, especially with understanding about some of the most popular games right now, right? Call of Duty alone was probably the best example, because Activision themselves have came out and said that Warzone and Modern Warfare, along with Black Ops, has now gotten to the point where it may not fit on the size of a base PS4 anymore, because it has gotten to the point where it requires 634 gigabytes, I believe. So it will not fit on a base PS4, and more than likely even some of the smaller Xbox One S's and things like that. However, I believe the One S and the One X both come with 1 terabytes, so there's less of an issue there. But what the fact is that alone on the internal drive, they cannot be. Yes, they still have the option of external hard drives, but the fact is, why is it that there is no potential fix, especially for these next-gen consoles? When you have something there, and guess what? You'll say, hey, we're having heating issues. That's why it's deactivated. Okay.
And Jazzy Noop is saying, he says there's 2 factors. He says the storage controller design and the OS.
And that's what I'm saying,
right.
is that why is that? Especially when you're looking at the fact of the storage controller design and the OS. Like I said, the OS already takes up significantly a lot of the storage that they had on the internal SSD that they already said. But the fact is, how were they not able to understand the heating or be able to look into this heating issue that they're still running into? If they were aware of it for over a month or well before the launch of the console, why didn't they just push it back? Again, there's nothing wrong with the console. Honestly, this is where it comes down to what we saw with last gen, is that people said that with the PS3 or whatever, that Sony waited too long after the Xbox, and it kind of hurt them in the beginning, and now they wanted to try and match it or get the jump on it, right? The fact is, there's already the reports that the PS4 has been done since 2019, and it shows with the hardware that they have in it that this was already a completed console, and that they are trying to jerry-rig it to keep up. Honestly, they should have just took the hit and started redesigning instead of trying to just mash everything together, because now a lot of the failures of the hardware are starting to show, and it's going to start running into the aspect of a lot of these are not going to be fixed until they redesign the console 2 to 3 years from now. And I hate to think that right at the launch of the console, everyone's just like, all right, well, let's wait for the PS5 Pro. Why is there already that conversation from some groups saying that we have to wait for the next version of the console right when it launches, instead of being able to say, hey, this console works, I'm so glad for it? Then you look at all the heating and the constant hardware and operating system repairing and rebuilding because of how many crashes that it has. That's not good for how much that it affects the actual SSD from having to constantly recompile itself, because the fact that does go into the amount of read-write cycles that those things are able to
Preach it, bloody. He learned his lesson. Thank you. Preach it, bro.
That's honestly with the fact of, you not only got to think about the read-write cycles because of the fact of how many terabytes or data they're able to do. It also affects kind of what happens with hard disk drives, is the constant amount of data that's having to be recompiled, and what causes issues when you have to defrag a hard drive. While SSDs don't necessarily have that as much, it still runs into that possible issue with how many times they have to rebuild the entire storage bank of all the information on there. Honestly, this is something that needs to be more addressed and more talked about, because this should not be allowed. If it was any other company, they would be ripped apart. Why is Sony, for such a massive oversight, getting such a big write-off?
No, that's the biggest question. I mean, I don't know. Still Rain, are you available now? You got your mic up?
You?
All right, nice.
God, Lord, Jesus
Yeah, I'm like,
Christ.
man, good God.
Man, let me tell y'all something. I'm over here trying to talk. I got the intro going. I'm over here like, yeah, I'm getting to it. And I'm like, yo, why is it not highlighted green? Because I hit the setting for it to not automatically detect my input, so it wouldn't clip or nothing. Hopefully it's not clipping now, but I had to turn it back on. It's saying that seemed to solve the problem. I was like, oh, that was stressing me out. But hey, man, anyway, it is I am him, the one and only Steel Rain. Sorry for that, y'all. Damn, man, what are we getting into right now?
Well, we're talking about the SSD, the storage situation with the PS5. Why is nobody really coming out and demanding some true answers? Because I mean, Sony hasn't really come out and said too much. They've said the only thing, I think the last thing that they said, I think it was last week actually, is that you got to wait until the summer. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if this was Xbox, if this was, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Nintendo fans, I would see them complaining. Why is it that Sony is getting a pass from this? Like, you know, you've been bragging about the storage and about the SSDs and all of this and all of that, and then people are over here bragging and talking about all these games that they're able to play. Well, I mean, I guess y'all over here playing musical chairs with these games because you can't store them all into your console. You know, you don't have any.
I know they recently.
You don't have any. You have no extended anything, and that is, I mean, that's bananas. But anyway, what is your thoughts about this, man? What's going on? Why is Sony slow playing?
Can I correct something though?
Yeah, go ahead,
I know I mentioned that about the cold storage. I believe they recently, I believe 2 months ago, I think they may have made an update to where you can use an external hard drive for cold storage. I believe that was something that was updated a while back. Thinking about it now, but the fact is, why did it still take so long for them to do that? Why was that not something that they would have had ready if they already knew that the internal the expansion bay for adding their own external SSD wasn't ready at that time? Why was that not something that was ready to go from the get-go and had to come out months later?
Okay,
yeah,
so
go ahead.
Bet. So check me out on this. The reason people ain't speaking up on it is because people like the cap for what they favorite plastic. It is what it is. There wasn't a solution for it off rip, and people who enjoy capping are going to do everything to make sure that they stand on their 10 toes. And that nobody steps on their toes when it comes to this storage thing. Look, man, it's I personally believe it's piss poor and sad that Sony did not have a solution that was plug and play day one. I only say that, man, you could probably say that, oh, you know, you're only saying that because Xbox had a solution, and even their solution's $200, this, that, and the other thing. But look, check me out. Xbox's solution looks like a PS2 memory card. Why? Sony, what are you doing? That's really your idea. Was the SSD edition not originally part of the plan? That's the way it comes across. And if it comes across to me, it kind of comes across to other people the same way when you start putting out the message that, hey man, you take that plate off, you can undo a screw, you can replace that SSD. The typical person is not going to want to really do that. Yes, it's not a difficult thing. But I feel like the problem is it was an afterthought. At least it comes across that way, and nobody addresses it as such. Everybody's just like, "Oh man, y'all making a big deal about undoing a screw and putting the SSD in," but you say you're PC guys. Look, man, why are y'all so self-centered into your own little personal community? There's almost 20. What was it? 20 billion gamers out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not just about your little 5,000 people community or whatever the case might be. It's not just about the people following you. You got to look at it from a wide range. You got to look at it from the typical consumer. And I know that, I mean, game is a selfish thing. I mean, look, man, y'all want to call out Xbox guys, PC guys, whoever else, but you don't want to call out your own thing. It's the same thing for the whole Nintendo situation. We could talk about that later. I know we're going to a little bit, but I don't know, man. It's sad. I do not get why people are not making more of a a fuss about it. Because if it was on the opposite side of the fence, Xbox would be buried in the grave right now.
Right.
Saying, yo, man, you got to play musical chairs like you were saying with your games. And again, like Bloody had just said to y'all, they just put out an update for you to add external storage. Mind you, if it's not a PS4 game, that external storage is not going to work for your PS5 games. So you're stuck with the 600 around there gigabytes of storage.
667. I believe
Okay.
that's how it is.
Okay, 667. How many games can that really fit? 5 games? 6 games on a good day?
I mean, in most, and you know, just like with everything else, people who plays on the Xbox and PC PC is really not affected because you can get all the storage and stuff that you want. But through Xbox and PlayStation, a lot of people play Call of Duty, and then you got a lot of people that play Grand Theft Auto 5. Those that's it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That would be it. That's it.
Okay, so boom.
And especially for Xbox gamers, right? Gears of War, especially Gears 5, over 150 gigs.
Yeah,
alone.
Well, Halo,
and that's one of them.
Yeah, Halo
5
is the Master Chief Collection is 150 some gigs. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
You're looking at those big titles that are going to be the big draws, and those are alone. And then you look at other games. The average of most games now is 40 to 50 gigs. Look at Cyberpunk and how big that game was.
Mm-hmm.
Look at look at a lot of the standard games that come out. Even Assassin's Creed, 60 gigs for most of them. I believe that the new one, Valhalla, was 70. Yeah. The games are getting larger and larger. When you're getting to the average of 100 gigs per game, and you look at a 1 terabyte hard drive, take out a fifth of that roughly for operating system and the storage controller, you're left around with around 800 gigs. So on average, that's what?
Okay,
8 to 12 games.
Check this out. I sit here and I wrote this down a long time ago, and this is without the enhanced versions of the games that Sony is giving for the older titles like God of War and all this. But hold on. Ghost of Tsushima on the PlayStation 4 was 39.86 gigabytes, you know what I'm saying, to download. Madden is pretty much basically 46 gigs. Watch Dogs is 35.7. You got Call of Duty, which is 250 at that. And when I wrote this down, this is before I even got my Series X. Call of Duty now is good 4 almost 400. Some people.
Yeah, and Call of Duty, I just want to point out is at both times exception to the rule and a look forward to the future of where everything will be. It's obviously, you know, the example we point to where it's too big to fit the whole thing on a base PS4 now, which is ridiculous, right?
That's correct.
But not so long from now will that actually be typical.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? And Miles Morales, 50 gigs. Demon Souls, 66 gigs. Godfall, 50 gigs. Man, The Last of Us 2, 60 gigs. And if you got enhancements on top of that, that's going to even raise them up more. So it's like, you know what? I mean, you can try to cap all you want to, but it doesn't make any sense. Go ahead, Rain.
No, all I was gonna say is, look, man. People talking about, oh, y'all over here lying or whatnot. Look, man, check me out. It's a thing, man. It's Gamers Nexus himself did tests and ran his own trials on how he felt about how the system was set up. And he said there was some choke points, and a lot of things that he said, if y'all haven't checked out the video, is something that you should definitely look into, because it demonstrated the positives and the negatives, especially with the airflow, especially with the cooling solution within the PS5. And I only say the PS5 because when he did the same test for the Xbox, it's blatantly obvious through the test that he ran that the Xbox just had better cooling, and it's because of just how it was set up. Not to say that the PS5's solution is trash or whatever the case might be. It is what it is, but at the same time,
the way the Gamer Nexus explained this solution, it's two different ideologies.
Right.
You see that Xbox went full on design into being able to just like, hey, you know what? Big fan, make the cooling solution be able to vent it all through one big exhaust and be able to cool everything at once, where you see as PlayStation tried to get creative with their cooling solution by going through the heating pipes, being able to vent it through multiple angles, that it's not necessarily bad, but it's just not as effective. And that's the issue.
That's the key word right there, effective. And that matters when it comes to that type of hardware, because now when you add that SSD, that afterthought SSD that does not have any cooling solution specifically for it, and the air that you have that is going to be supposedly quote unquote cooling it off is not going to be enough typically for that SSD slot, and it's not big enough to fit a solid cooling solution. So
and here's a retarded question. I have a retarded question.
What?
Why is that slot so small then? They had because isn't the SSD on the other side, right? It's the other panel, not the panel everybody might think of, like the left panel. It's actually the right panel. So, quote unquote, if you look at the two sides, like when you lay down, it's on the back or the bottom side, right? So it's the one that's tucked away. They had that whole side to put whatever size slot they wanted. Why is this so small?
Exactly. But that's what makes it come across to someone who's been gaming for a while, has been paying attention to the console space, has been dealing with computers most of their whole life. When you look at something like that, it looks like an afterthought, especially when you compare it to your competitor. Your competitor has the same memory solution that you have from PS2.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Basically,
it's crazy.
It just slots right in. And guess what? That same memory solution can be carried to any other console. Period. They made it extremely accessible. When you look across the pond, when you look across the street, you look your competitor dead in the face, and you see what they're doing, it raises a lot of questions. And that's what I feel like people should need to be speaking about. Like, you can't be saying, oh, they spoke about it before. No, they didn't speak about it enough. Y'all are settling
right, exactly.
for the fact that your console came out without a solution.
Absolutely.
Again, you cannot play PS5 games off an external drive. You can fit. You can argue with me all day about how many games that you can magically fit in a Tetris manner on your hard drive. But at the end of the day, the Xbox Series X, your competitor, has almost 300 more gigs than you. That is a problem.
Right. That's the thing right there. Is I mean, I'm looking right now. Okay, so. And this isn't a lot of games to me, to be stored. I mean, for somebody who's a casual gamer, yes, but not for somebody that. And this is just on one of my hard drives. This might be the external. I don't know. Well, no, I think I got Call of Duty on external. But okay, here's the games I got on here. Okay, I got 20 games, right? I got Valhalla, Control, Cyber Shadow, Denara. And if you know what Cyber Shadow is and Denara, those are little 8-bit games. Those aren't big games at all. I got Dirt 5, I got Haven, the Master Chief Collection, I got Gears 5, Forza Horizon 4, FIFA, Immortals, Lost Planet 2, which I need to move that to the other thing. I think I was just downloaded and I didn't switch it over. But then I got MLB The Show when they got the when we was playing the demo, and then so I went ahead and I just pre-ordered it. I got NBA 2K, and then Star Wars. And Star Wars Squadrons is not really a big game. And Rogue Company, Wreckfest, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Tetris. And so now out of those games, you're like, oh man, that's quite a few games. But you have to listen to every game that I just said out of that 20. you got Master Chief Collection is taking a huge amount. So is Gears 5. Valhalla is big in itself. Control is around 40. It's around what, 40 to 50 gigs. Dirt is around what, 30? I think 30. It might be a little bit more.
I hate to look at. I got 30 games on my Series X, and most of them are optimized. And from that, I have Warzone, Outriders, The Medium, Yakuza. You have Dead by Daylight, Valhalla, Ark, Gears Tactics, like very big games, and I only have about 300 gigs left, or no, about 250. And that's not mentioning all the other smaller titles I have on here.
Those games are just they're in my those are my internal. Now I'm finna go into the games that's in my external. And like that's just the whole point. Like, and I guarantee you it's going to be less because Call of Duty is over there. So it's like, to me, it's like this is where the storage is. All right, what's the game? Yeah, 12.
Hang on.
12 games, bro. 12 in my external.
Hang on.
Hold on, wait a minute. Because I got Call of Duty. I got the Call of Duty Warzone. I got Destiny. I got Halo 5. I got Mortal Kombat 11, Madden, Sea of Thieves, Like a Dragon, and I got Medium and Scott Pilgrim. Are you kidding me? Oh, and I got
Buddy, you're trying to tell him about the super chat, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to stop it for the super chat.
Oh, okay, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Shout out to the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell with that $20 holla, saying the PlayStation design for looks first instead of practicality is hurting the cooling needed for the storage peripherals. On a side note, I have an extra Xbox Series memory card for the best Halo player on GRG. Well, that's definitely not me. I'm trash. I mean, I'll still compete because I could always use an extra one. I don't ever turn down a competition for free.
I'm with it. Blue Shell wants me to get. Hey, Blue Shell, we have that tournament tomorrow.
Get down or you lay down. Apparently, you choosing to lay down.
So we'll see it. But hold on. Did my brother Blue Shell? Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. But did my brother say for design? Because look, the PlayStation looks better than what I thought that it would look. But I mean, it's PlayStation has always been great with their designs, but this thing is massive. Like, I mean, I can see how people can try to switch and pivot other direct. Listen, the Xbox One, the Xbox One fat got roasted for being too big. This PlayStation, it looks okay. It's not like ugly or anything, but it's massive. It's
biggest console. Listen, I've seen a laser active. You know, the laser disc player when it had that cartridge thing in the front, Genesis, all that stuff. That I have a laser disc, which I'll show off tomorrow night on the show just to prove what I'm talking about, right? But imagine a CD the size of a record and a box that has to be big enough to hold all that. Yeah. The PlayStation, I think, was bigger than that, or in competitive size. That's massive. Yeah. If you've never seen one before, it will blow your mind the first time. I think, especially, that's why I really think they were trying, number one, to have the version without the drive be their main version, but then all of a sudden they must have changed their mind or something, because even the disk drive it's external to the rest of the system. So I think their design got altered because of the drive being the main one. But because if you look at the digital version, it looks more felt, but it's still big. It's still horribly big though. It looks like a space heater.
I missed the super chat. My bad, L. You know what I'm saying? He said, my bad. I was going up and looking, and there was something flashing there. Warranty. He says you don't think Sony extends. You don't think Sony extended their warranty like the 360 RRD days. Listen, I mean, you can get
it gets much worse.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is the thing for me that's the issue. Listen, the console itself is fine for what it is, but the fact of it is it has a lot of flaws. And if this was the Series X, This would
my
be
God.
it would be torn down. It would be man, and Xbox gamers would be tearing it down. Like, you mean to tell me you want us to pay $500 for a console, but you don't have any type of extended warrant? I mean, no extended hard drives for us for when you got games that's getting bigger and
Yeah,
bigger
they would
and
have to
bigger.
spend that 500 million again. But now with inflation, might be $1 billion. You know, like what
Bro.
the check that Steve Ballmer cut back then for the Red Ring thing. Because he did that for 3 years, I think.
Yeah, he did it for 3
He did
years.
it for three. He did it for 3 years, and people failed to remember. And they did. Obviously, they didn't read the
Games.
documentary.
Remember when they were first showing those games? Those games was messed up. Like that. Like
Yeah,
when they were
but-
showing
but
those
what I'm
games, there was
specifically saying-
heat issues, all types of stuff. It was crazy, man. I don't know.
But what I'm saying specifically is that the Red Ring was a massive thing because of the fact that no one watched the documentary with Steve Ballmer and Phil Spencer because people forget that Phil Spencer had a big voice because he was the head of Xbox Studios back then.
Right.
And he was in the meeting with Steve Ballmer and I believe Don Matrick or the person who was there before Don Matrick who said, "Hey, how much is this going to cost and what happens if we don't do it?" He said this could possibly kill off the brand. And Steve Ballmer had to sit there and think long and hard if it was worth putting in the 500 million to basically cover every broken console.
And 2 words.
He said, "Do it.
Do it." That's what he said.
Do it.
He took the fist,
didn't,
slammed him to the desk. Do it.
Yep.
And if you ever seen this dude with the ball head, and just imagine it. Do it. And that's his style too. I believe it.
But you gotta think about it. What's a Billy to a company like Microsoft, bro?
No.
well,
right.
at that point,
But
at that point,
remember,
At that point, it was 500 million. But yeah,
500 million. But the fact is that people forget that the Xbox, while it had a success with the first gen, the 360 was going to be its biggest success and really kind of helped to make it a big household name. If he did not do that, the Xbox brand may not have survived and it would definitely not be the powerhouse that it is, making the money it does from Microsoft. So it doesn't matter what it is now or how much it was making back then. He had to make that call because if he chose not to do it, Xbox may not be in the game and it may only be Nintendo and Sony right now.
yeah.
Facts. I mean,
It was
just
the key decision in history.
Oh yeah,
It really was.
I missed another super chat. My bad. Sorry,
Right,
Sir
right.
X Man. He says, like I said before, all this Sony Sony was not ready for next gen. No one believes me, but now look at what's happening. No, you're right. I mean, it's that's the thing. Like, it's not, listen. Nobody's trying to tell anybody not to appreciate Sony or not to have love for your favorite platform, your favorite console. Nobody's telling you that. But just be real. If you're going to constantly every day have something to say about Xbox and whatever that Xbox is lacking from your position, then you should have that same energy about what's going on the PlayStation end. And we're not hearing you say that. Only thing I'm seeing people that comes in and they like to troll. I'm ignoring the trolling. Be realistic. Like I see my boy Cali Rex, he will call that stuff out. Other people just want to come in and they want to troll, they want to be insulted, whatever. I don't care about all that. What I care about is like, look, just be realistic. You know, if you're going to come out here and be a content creator, then be a content creator and do the people that listen to you, do the right. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Listen, what'd you say?
No, I was just saying, but bro, who cares about space when I got games, bro? I got these good games, bro.
Oh man,
It's like, come on, man. It's just
hey, realistically,
oh man, damn,
everyone's gonna play with
I wasn't even paying attention. I got to do another one. Damn, Henosis, I'm sorry, man. He says enjoying GRG, great work, thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm slipping.
At the end of the
day,
day, people are gonna play what they want. I was like, people will complain however they're gonna complain, but the fact is that you have, if call yourself a hardcore gamer, and it doesn't matter what you appreciate. Just like there were the hardcore Xbox content creators who called out all the things wrong that Xbox was doing for a long time. Look at how they've fixed their issues, their direction, their narrative. They've taken care of all of that. And those are the people who are just like, thank you for doing what we have wanted you to do. Sony fans need to do the same thing. And people will call out Xbox fans, or really realistically, it's the stands and the overzealous people out there. All right, there's great Sony fans out there that I love and that I get along with, right? But it's the overzealous ones who are going to talk bad about one, but not the other. Be realistic. Know what's wrong, and if something's not right, say it's not right. If you called out people for settling on what you saw as not good enough, you need to be willing to do the same. That's where it is at the end of the day. I like Sony games. I've always said I've supported Sony Studios. I don't like Sony as a company. I've always bought Sony collector's editions for games that truly interest me. And people can know that for a fact that I bought God of War before I even had a PS4. So don't ever think that we here do not play these games. I was like, we do. But the fact is, we want these companies to do better. Just like how, while we liked what Microsoft was doing better, they needed to do more. And now they're doing what we have been asking them to do for a long time. That's how it should truly be.
Right. And again, let's not listen. And this is what's funny to me, that is when you get people that say, okay, you got all these studios, but where's the games? You guys were patient. Y'all waited damn near a decade for a sequel to The Last of Us. I don't want to hear anything about where's this, where's that. You know what I'm saying? You guys waited damn near a decade. If you had a child that was newborn when you played the first, you got a kid that's damn near almost a preteen by now. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like, I mean,
you want to put that in perspective, KMEGA? Let's put it in perspective.
Do it.
Last of Us, the first one came out towards the end of the PS3 generation.
Yes.
And then 4 came out towards the middle end of the PS4 generation.
Come on, it's not even just that. You want something real perspective. Y'all need to be like Kingdom Hearts fans. They waited 15 years. 15 years for Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes, they got a bunch
shout out to them. Word.
Yeah. They may have gotten plenty of spin-offs and other stories that were filling out the world. They still waited 15 years. And you know what? When that game came out, they were happy.
Even if it was on Epic.
Yeah,
man. You just got to be realistic about the situation. At the end of the day, I know we've been hitting this space topic on the head, but look, man, it's one of those things where, yeah, sure. Can you download games, delete games, and go through that whole process? Cool, because you're moving to one place, then bring them on to the other place. Yeah, you can always do that, but there's more. It's deeper than that, man. You got to think about the data caps. You got to think about just the overall look of it, man. It's not a good look. It's not very consumer. I'm not gonna say consumer friendly per se, but I'm gonna say consumer positive. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't look good to somebody who's looking at that product. But again, I mean, people tell you that games will sell. Again, it's all subjective, but it is what it is at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I just think that it's just really crazy. I mean, we look at this, we hear about, it was the Halo, Gears of Forza, and now when, we looking at what's going on, it's Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Gran Turismo. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, I mean, in Ratchet and Clank. I mean, you guys gotta stop this. Like, I mean,
it's the same on both sides, man.
Yeah, it's the same on both sides. Relax. If the game is popular, if the game is good, if the game is high rated or whatever, the game is going to get a sequel. And if the game is going to, if you guys keep continuing to buy them and support them, they're going to continue to keep making sequels. So I don't understand this logic about, well, I want new this, I want new that, but you guys are always going back to the same older game, the same games that just put a new spin or a new iteration to it. I mean, we all do it. So I don't need to, stop it, guys, stop it. But y'all need to hit up Sony. Y'all need to talk to somebody, and find out some more information about what's going on about the storage situation, because I want to look out for you guys, because I want to give me a PlayStation 5. But like I said, until they got everything right, I'm not going to get one until they get everything right.
And I'm going to be militant about that, man. That opens my eyes now when I think about shit. Thank God a lot of these games that's coming in the future is still coming to PS4. Like, thank God for that. Now it's just like, and it's eye-opening that to think this way now.
Sony, but I just be doing it on the PlayStation.
There's all these games I want to play, no doubt, and I have a system for it.
I mean, that's a whole other discussion for another day too. So anyway,
yo, Megan, you want to get to the super chats? I mean, I got what's up?
Hook me up, because I need to know. Because
look, Emmanuel A1 came with the $5 super chat. He said, "Yo, hold it down, GRG. I feel sorry for the people trying to defend that trash PS5 and Lion Ryan after they failed to deliver. It's pitiful."
Oh my Lord, man.
He wants to make the dream work.
I'm not gonna
man,
go.
I gotta
I'm
hit
not
him with the
gonna go out and say
Kawhi.
it's trash. I'm gonna be
Whoa.
honest. I'm not gonna say it's trash. I'm just gonna say it's not what it could be. What it is,
Right.
it's great, but it's
Right.
not what it could be.
You
I
know
was
what?
like, and that's why I wanted it to be
For
better.
my
I was like, that's
PlayStation,
why I'm waiting.
for my PlayStation fans in here in the chat right now, I need to know right now the truth. Do you consider the PlayStation 4 better than the PlayStation 5, or do you think that the PlayStation 5 is a better console than the PlayStation 4 overall at this point where we're at from when the PlayStation 4 dropped compared to what the PlayStation 5 has dropped in the offerings that you have? Not talking about game wise, but just everything that was available for both consoles at this time period. I don't know. I would have to say the PlayStation 4 was a better console.
It was the better leap.
The better console at that point. Not saying overall like the specs and all that. The PlayStation 5 is a monster, but I'm talking about just for having your memory.
Overall leap.
Yeah, overall. You got to let me know that. So all you guys let me know this in the chat for real.
Yeah, that same impression at this early point in time, basically.
Okay.
Facts.
All right,
But
so-
look, man, we got one more.
Oh,
We got Sir X-Man again. He hit the $2 on us.
Woo!
He was like, Marvel versus Capcom 2 coming to fight night soon.
Bro, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about let's try to do that. Let's try to do that this Sunday. I'm ready. It's downloaded. It's ready to go. I'm finna start working to get my characters and everything back.
Hey, okay.
So I'm with it. So we can do that more versus Capcom. I know that I'm gonna get some Street Fighter 5 in though. I've got to get some because Unstable and that'll be the last fighting game for the night. So yeah, it's great. It's great. Man, Deck.
All right, let's go to the next.
There you go.
Yeah, Deck. Thank you so much. He says, great show, guys. Keep on keeping it real, man, for real. This is what we do here. So, I mean, if you guys are new here, appreciate y'all coming through. This is just what we do, man. Yeah, and so anyway.
Don't know, now you know.
Yes, you know. All right, so I know I didn't put it in here, but we have to talk about it. It's like, so before we get to the Nintendo thing, because, our boy PK is not here, so we'll get to that here a little bit later. But let's get into this and talk about the whole Zenimax Xbox deal. It's a wrap. It's already done.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Okay,
that was my question.
It's wrong.
Okay.
So hang on. I can clarify this because I was going in and kind of talk about it. So shout out
my bad, Verge,
to
so I guess we got some stuff you need to know. Okay.
So shout out to a good friend of the Iron Lords, as well as a friend of mine, Richard Hogue, or Hoaglaw as he's known on Twitter.
Yeah, and shout out to the Iron Lords. For the I missed it because of the whole COVID thing.
For iDizzy, the memorial.
Yeah, I'm saying rest in peace, iDizzy, man.
Rest in peace, homie. I miss you, bro.
Much love to him and his family. For everyone who went out there and helped him out. But
they have a GoFundMe, so
Yeah,
definitely.
GoFundMe. I'll go look for it myself, and I'll put it into the link in the description so people can go check it out when they go check out this podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? Got to show support for the family and everything like that, man.
That's a fact.
But
gaming brother out there, man. Show support.
Much love.
Okay, go ahead.
But again, big shout out to Richard Hogue for explaining what this is. So the forum that Clobril and a few others were trying to find out about the Bethesda deal, he explained that the SF40 or the S40 on what it is basically showing the intention and outlining the lines within the merger itself. So it is not necessarily done, but it is starting to show towards the lines of completion. Now that more than likely, he said that now that more than likely all of the
red tape.
What's the word? The red tape, but basically all the legal actions, the intent of the merger, and all of the smaller fine lines that needed to be taken care of. It's showing now what the price will be and all parties that are going to be involved in said merger. He said that while there is an end date for what this S40 has, which shows as March 14th, that it can be amended and extended depending on situations and approval from the federal regulations agency and everything like that. But he's saying that seeing this form, as well as the 7.5 million that we knew that this merger was going to be worth, is a good sign that it is going towards its completion. But it is not set in stone and finalized as of yet.
Mhm.
But more than likely, we'll be seeing something either by the end of the month or more than likely come April, depending on when that form is all filled out. But he did go into deep analysis about it, and if you want to go and check him out on his YouTube channel called Virtual Legality, he does a full in-depth review and analysis of it. So if y'all want all the
Yes, must follow, must watch.
go
Yeah.
show him all the love and respect on breaking down that entirety.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll just put it to you like this: this is already a done deal. Microsoft.
Yeah, this is all the paperwork and stuff.
Yeah,
basically.
this is just the paperwork aspect of it. I mean, this is basically it's a as our boy would say, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
The EU had a problem. Like they were supposed to report that basically today, and not a peep from them. So it must be all good.
Yeah. I think
I haven't seen evidence of paperwork.
He goes into
it's a
explaining
go.
that more than likely the fact that this form is now coming out,
Yeah.
it shows that it passed all the approval by the federal regulations. Because remember, when you have too many companies acquired by one, they have to ensure that it's not creating too much of a monopoly and go into a lot of those trade regulations. But if it's already at this point and it's being approved for the sale of intent, he said that it's already been approved by that, so all it has to be done is finalized now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's ready to go. So okay. So now we get down to the nitty gritty. We've talked about it multiple times, but I really want to get your thoughts on this, right? Like, I mean, now is it time for Microsoft to play hardball? Is that's the question I'm asking you guys. Is it time for Microsoft to play hardball with this, or do you have a different take? So I'm going to start off with you, Rain, with this one. Do you think that it's time that Microsoft begins to, not do it the way Sony does it, but for this acquisition to just flex their muscle a little, just to flex their muscle and say, look, we're keeping this is going to be on our platform and PC only, or do you really think that they're going to try to appease everybody? Where are you at on this?
Again,
what do you want, and what do you think that Microsoft's going to do, basically?
For me, what I want Phil to play hardball, man. I honestly feel like Phil is also tired of y'all thinking that he's a nice guy. It's cool to have certain deals that work out to where things can be on multiple platforms, but he spread it out in such a way. It's kind of like I was going to use a food reference, but I'm not that hungry yet. But
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Good choice, number 3.
But nah. But yeah, I think Phil's done playing the nice guy, man. He's laid it out, man. You're given the access of playing on PC, playing on the Xbox, playing on your phone, and soon to be also playing on your TV. Mm-hmm. So with already 4 to 5 different options, including your PC, I think I said that already. Sorry, but with all those options, man, it's hard again to look across the street at your competition and be like, why do I need to give you these games? Why do y'all feel like the Bethesda games, anything that ZeniMax puts out, has to go multi-plat? I don't feel like it does. Microsoft, Phil, has already shown you in many ways that it is unneeded for them to go into that market. We're trying to touch a different bracket of people. We're trying to touch a different bracket of an audience. And that's the move that we're now into. Y'all can keep playing these. Let's see how many consoles we're gonna sell, kind of games. But we're trying to reach the masses, man, and that's the whole move. So honestly, for me, I believe that Phil's done with it, man. He's gonna be like, nah, man, we're gonna keep it over here in our ecosystem. Again, it's hard to say that it's exclusive, because technically it's not. Now it's more so it's exclusive to the ecosystem. And that's the difference now. So it's like, boom, hey man, hey Sony, what you gonna do? What do you have in your ecosystem?
Nice. And I want to say this too. If you guys are watching the gameplay, I gotta say, if you haven't got a chance to play Outriders, play this because that's what you're seeing right here, man. This game is amazing. I'm finna go back, and this isn't even out yet. This is just the demo, but the demo is going to keep playing.
Yeah, I
Well,
think this is an alpha. It's not even a beta. That means it's
yeah.
missing features.
But it's missing features and
A
stuff.
demo.
But it's a demo. But the game is going to
Full
also stay until I think maybe a month.
It's
or so
after. No, it
after
stays.
the
It
lease.
stays. It's permanent. The demo's
Oh,
permanent.
the demo is going to be permanent. Oh my
The
goodness,
demo
well,
is permanent. Yeah, it's a permanent
that's
demo.
crazy. All right, so you gotta check this game out if you have not. I get a little Anthem vibes, but this game plays like a little bit of Gears.
Nah, it's not. It's nowhere near.
No,
Anthem.
I'm saying for me because I want to have some kind of like Anthem feels, and I'm not saying this game plays like Anthem. I'm saying it plays more like Gears, Division 2. If you played man, I can't think of the game that these guys actually made. Because they did Judgment.
Oh, you mean Judgment?
You mean
game before that?
Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm, and if you play Bulletstorm, all these games combined into one, man, this game is fun as hell, man. And I was just going through it last night, and because I was playing it with some people earlier, and I was just playing. But yeah, man, if you haven't played it, give it a chance. But go ahead. I just want to go ahead and see if you have anything else you want to say, Rain, before I go to somebody else.
No, that's pretty much it, man. I mean,
Okay.
at this point, I'll say this last thing. Again, you got to have separations if you're gonna have a console, right? The same reason why God of War isn't gonna be on Xbox, it's the same reason why Gears of War isn't gonna be on PlayStation. And if we're going to continue to have exclusives, if these companies are going to continue to give you reasons to buy their eventually what is going to become their service, but as of right now, just their console, you have to have exclusives. And at this point, with all the moves that have been made, I feel like these games have to be made exclusive, or we're missing a huge opportunity for the Xbox side.
I can agree with that a whole lot. Definitely agree with that 100%. All right, what about you, Slayer? You agree with him, or do you have a different take?
Absolutely.
What do you want, and what do you think that Xbox is going to do?
Oh, I'm gonna take this rabbit hole a little deeper, but
that's fine.
first off, Control C, Control V for whatever and everything that Steel Rain said. You feel me? Okay. Basically, so I expect that to happen. I expect him to announce it like exclusive and all of that. But see, there's two things. The one is a problem of perception. Okay. So there's the naysayers. We got a little infestation of them in the chat right now. I feel of folks who's gonna if it's not clear, concise language, they will find some kind of hole in how it's worded or whatever excuse they can find to start drama. That's for no reason. It's just FUD. Okay. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Right? So he has to say it commandingly, clearly, so there can be no confusion. And I believe that's the direction he's planning to take it. But I also expect, the controllers to do what they do, and perception somewhat, especially if they can get rallying, you know how that goes.
Right.
All right? But the other thing is, it's unfortunate that, we're in this whole pandemic situation because, bro, imagine him at E3 this year. He gets on stage and he announces it, right?
Oh, my God.
The thunderous applause he would have gotten. It would have been one of those epic moments at E3 that would have been remembered.
See, but the way this is playing out, though, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sid, I don't think even then, I don't think he would have waited that long. I think things would have been, if anything, scheduled ahead of time. He could have called that in January, had y'all pumped up, and then E3, here's a Halo Infinite beta. We need you to test the multiplayer. Here you go.
No. We were having this discussion on next podcast last night, and this was the thing that I disagreed with Pred and Bot and somewhat. See, once I explained it a little bit more, than Dark Optimist agreed what I was saying. But I agree with Pred, and I disagreed with Pred in an Xbox 448 because they were on this. Well, we need to see something. It's already look. I mean, if because we're kind of that's going to the next topic about what Aaron Greenberg said. But basically, my point is that you want to E3 is meant for something. It's not meant for not every other event is E3 or you know what I'm saying. It's
Isn't that going into a later topic?
yeah, no, I know, but I'm kind of just making that point is that if he brings that up at that point and then we have an E3 and then he's over here talking about the Halo beta. Well, that's big news, but it's bigger news if you say, well, we got the Halo beta, and then you say we acquired all of these games and we're going to keep them exclusive because that's the daddy of them all event. You see what I'm saying?
But wouldn't it be bigger to be like? Wouldn't it be bigger to say who your publisher that we're talking about acquiring is? What wouldn't it be bigger to say? Yeah, I mean that's cool and all. ZeniMax is cool and all, but wouldn't it be even 10 times harder if Microsoft came in? Phil got on stage was like, "Look, we just acquired Capcom, E3."
Oh, no, that would be dope.
This is the lineup.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to discredit what you're saying, but it was just saying like because there's still something else behind the curtain. Also, this like the ZeniMax deal is what's on the forefront.
Oh, that's right. There's another one.
We know that's happening. Microsoft has specifically stated they are looking for a publisher. They're looking for publishers. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for somebody else that they could put their faith into gaming in. So and to build their library up, to build that backlog. The people keep speaking, Capcom. Everybody keeps saying thinking that's what it is. Even if it's Sega, no matter who it is at this point. If it's WB, no matter who it is, it's gonna be another big name. Yeah, ZeniMax is cool, but we kind of know that's kind of guaranteed, and we're on the fence of it being kind of exclusive at this point. There's still another big announcement and that I feel like they're going to lead also with into the summer because you got to build that. Not only do you have to build the hype for Halo up again for almost the third time, let's say.
Yeah.
You also have to give people a reason because boom, now you're going to have consoles on shelves. We're going into the summer, July, August. People are going to start being able to get, hopefully, let's say, because we're already seeing issues now. And we're in March. So, but we'll see. There has to be something else to let people know. Hey, man, you need to go to the store and get that console right now. This is why.
Okay, so
then you have this.
We'll get deeper into that.
Yeah, my fault.
No, because I kind of brought it there, but yeah, when we talk about the Aaron Greenberg stuff, but I get what you're saying on that. I get what you're saying on that. So, but yeah, Bloody, what is your point, man? What do you think? What do you think that Phil Spencer going to do, and what do you want to do? What do you want him to do? No, what was you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say that Sick was Sick.
No, was you done?
I went first, and then you went right. No, you slipped right in. Like,
okay, so I was just making sure because I know I didn't reject it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to mess you up.
No,
go ahead, Bloody. My fault, dog.
All right, well let me go ahead and let me read the super chat, man. Thank you so much, friendly neighborhood Blue Shell. He says, does allowing ZeniMax games to be on PlayStation help Xbox more, or only help PlayStation and their super fans' agenda? Does it make financial sense to buy ZeniMax and allow those games on PlayStation? Your answers tell all. We're okay. All right, so I'm going to say this. I'm going to just come off and say this.
Oh, you trying to reverse psychology-ish? I see.
Right? No. Because this was something that was brought up on Next Podcast last week, and I was bringing up this point with saying, look. Okay, Xbox has still got to give Sony, I think, 30% or something like that for their games to be on that platform?
Yes.
So it's like, okay, so yeah, you can recoup a little bit more money. Yeah, something like, but you can recoup a little bit more money, and you can, you know what I'm saying? We hearing about what was it, Doom Eternal, it generated $450 million. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying? That would definitely help. But then what you're also missing is the fact that if it is on PlayStation, and if people love, let's say, Doom, for instance, right? And Xbox decide, well, we could just go ahead and just let them have it on that, let them have it on that platform. We'll still generate some of that money, or we can recoup it back on, of what we get off of PC. Yeah, that's cool, but then what you did is that you still keep the same narratives going. What would be the point of buying Bethesda or Zenimax if you're not trying to kill these narratives that's been eating your ass for the last 8 years? You see what I'm saying? Xbox has no games.
Money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money just to say, well, we got Zenimax. No, bruh. I'm not going to sit here and take big bank to go and buy a Maserati just to keep it in my garage and wipe it down every time, or, just pull it out into my driveway to let people just see it. You see what I'm saying? If I could afford a Maserati. You see what I'm saying? I'm taking that bitch out. I'm taking that bitch out, and I'm not going to let other people just jump in. I'm not letting anybody else borrow my Maserati. It's mine.
I'm not gonna get a Maserati and put a Toyota engine in.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding. You know what I'm saying? You can ride with me. You can sit there. You can come and kick it with me. But nah, I'm not sharing this dope ass car, and I'm going to show it off. So that's the thing to me, is when you got something like this, Microsoft, this is a show off piece. For all the games that they're going to have slated, you cannot sit here and let all of those games go everywhere just for the sake of the mighty buck. Some of this stuff, you're going to recoup some of that money back by people buying and investing into the Xbox console.
Exactly.
And also the PC fans, they're going to stay loyal to Bethesda regardless.
Isaiah just said that Microsoft can take that loss by using exclusive content to grow Game Pass.
That's what I'm saying.
People are going to sign up for Game Pass because of this.
Right, Game Pass is not at a loss. But see, that's not
where it's continuing.
It's not a loss. Yeah, that's where the
revenue.
That's where the revenue is going to be, because the point is, if Xbox gets to that sweet spot, which is 35 million, from what that, I forgot what that person said. We talked about this before. If they get to 35 million, that's it. That's it. They're good. They're the market leaders. There's nothing that PlayStation can touch that. Nothing, unless they do their own type of Game Pass. And at that point, I don't know if they could at that point, but I don't know. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
But you know why there's nothing that you can do, because you're already behind.
Right.
35 isn't going to stop. If we're already at 20, let's say, you know what I mean? Then if it grows to 35, it's not going to just peak. It's going to keep growing, especially when you see what's inside the service, and then you drop your own service. Look, man, where's the argument that's going to tell me why only 10% to 15% of your own player base buy Spider-Man? Tell me why I need to send my games over there. Are you going to give me Spider-Man? No, I'm going to get a play. If I want to play Spider-Man, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a PlayStation 5, or if you want, get a 4 and play Spider-Man. Guess what? That's what it is. Or you're going to wait the 3 to 5 years for it to come to PC. I think it's
going to be a lot quicker from that for games going to PC. But I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man's already been out, 3 years almost? The game itself? It came out 2018.
2 years is not enough amount. Oh, the super chat.
Yeah.
$2 from Emmanuel A1. Xbox should do minimum of 1 to 2 years exclusivity. No. See, this is what I'm talking about, loopholes. No. Real exclusivity. Exclusivity.
Facts.
Real exclusivity.
Yeah.
Not that 1 to 2 years. Not that.
Give me Spider-Man then. Give me God of War. Then. Give trade. But at that point, what is the point of the console then?
Facts. And they know it. And then when one console versus another. Listen, if everything comes to both, everything comes to both for real.
We gotta stop this shit. We gotta stop. I know everybody wants to be so consumer friendly, but y'all have to stop this shit. If y'all want to be PlayStation fans, be PlayStation fans. You want to be Xbox fans, be Xbox fans. You want to be Nintendo fan, be a Nintendo fan. Those systems have exclusive games, and that is why you have those systems.
Yes.
Just because Xbox has a smart idea to open it up to more platforms and still have their games to their own platform doesn't mean that it has to be given to their competitor. I don't at the end of the day, they are a company. These companies are going against each other to see who can make the most money. Because guess what millionaires care about? Guess what billionaires care about? More money. What's making money? And we just so happen, let's be grateful that at least on the Xbox side, from what I've seen over the last decade, we actually have somebody in a position who cares about gaming. Because up until then, we haven't really had anybody who has cared and had a position to speak to these people the way that they needed to be spoken to evolve gaming and to actually invoke change within our gaming community. If y'all aren't seeing that, I don't know what y'all are missing.
Fact.
Y'all are worried about the wrong thing. Talk to Lion Ryan or whoever else you want to talk to. Whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? There's other things that are going on that need your attention. Yeah. Stop worrying about what we got going on over here.
Right. No, you're totally right. That's the thing for me is that where it blows my mind that you have people, and Bloody, you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You was waiting for your turn. I got you. We got past it.
This is a round table situation already.
Yeah. This was a round table. Yeah, you should have just jumped in, but he wants his turn. So go ahead, brother. So what do you think, man? You're just going back to the original point. What do you think Phil and then will do? What will Xbox do, and what do you want Xbox to do?
The basis of it all is that, honestly, it's going to be exclusive. They see no need, because look at the basis of it comes down to they made enough in a quarter in 3 months to basically be able to purchase Bethesda twice. That proves that they already have a successful business model with what they're doing with Game Pass, what they're doing by having it on PC and on console, as well as now with xCloud and what they're doing with that for mobile gaming and everything else. They already have their subscription model that works, that brings in money. Yes, they're still selling to their digital games, but they've shown that they don't need anything else. They don't need another platform. And people fail to remember that right now, he's not saying yes or no definitively until everything's all set in stone. But he's already said in the past, he's like, yeah, I don't think we'll be doing any more games on other platforms after the last thing that they did with the Switch. They've already put Minecraft and everything everywhere. Look at what they did for Ori and the Blind Forest, and then I believe Ori and Will the Wisp is also on Switch. And I know that they recently put another game, or with Cuphead as well, being on several other platforms. But he said, outside of this, I don't think that we'll be doing anything more. Because realistically, he knows, hey, we don't need to do it. He's like, we can if we want to, but it's not necessarily what they need for money. They don't need it because of the fact that they've shown that they can already do everything else and be perfectly fine. Honestly, they should play hardball because of the fact that at least with Sony, they were willing to do it. They still are, even though they're not getting necessarily exclusives outside of their obvious first party, which aren't going to go anywhere, except now that they're going on Steam, which is something that Xbox has been doing for a while. We're still not going to see God of War on Xbox. We're still not going to see God of War on Nintendo Switch. So why are we going to put Halo over there? Why are we going to put Gears over there? With Bethesda, it is now a first party. It is owned. Unless Insomniac starts bringing over more of their games over, then you're not going to see some of those Bethesda games over. And that is just the aspect of being a first party studio. You only do what benefits the ecosystem that you're building. And that's where Microsoft has grown, is that it's not just the console, it's an ecosystem. Whether you're on Xbox, the console, you're on PC, or you're on mobile, you are in their ecosystem. That's where they're making the money. Like he said, he wants to hit the 1.3 billion gamers worldwide because he wants to go for the PC market in the Asian territories as well as more in the UK where they want to be big. He wants to get them mobile gaming because those are bigger in other territories. That's why you have xCloud included in Game Pass. He's looking at more ways to make that one big vision culminate all together. When you're no matter where you are, you're in it. That's what they want. And they can do that with exclusives, and being first party means that they're going to be. And I guarantee that he's going to start being more they're going to absolutely be more hard-minded and feel that they should. I was like, yes, put it on PC, that's fine because you have the Xbox PC app now. And then you know what? There's nothing wrong with putting things on Steam because you see how big Steam users push for products. Look at the games that from PlayStation that have been successful on Steam. Look at what's been successful on Steam from Xbox. When Master Chief Collection finally released on Steam, how was that one of the biggest sellers on Steam for a while after it launched, immediately selling millions of copies? 5 games that are over a decade old and more was the top seller. You even saw that Horizon Zero Dawn was a massive seller when it went on PC and Steam. Death Stranding was a massive seller, which is not hard to beat, but still, it's still on PC. They see that PC is lucrative, but outside of that, they're not going to put it on other platforms or other console ecosystems. He's already done the games that they were going to do, and I think that now they're really going to start taking the hardline approach, because why are you going to invest in all these first-party studios if you're not going to keep them within your ecosystem only?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. No, I mean, I'm glad that everybody is on the same page with this. And I'm glad, and I don't know if Bob still here in the chat, but that was the thing that I disagreed with him about was that, look, I get about the money aspect, and the companies love money, but Game Pass is the quintessential thing that Microsoft wants people to invest in. And you know how you can get that money back? I don't think anybody else has said that here tonight. The one thing where they can get that PlayStation money back is if they put xCloud on televisions. And you know that's going to happen.
Without a doubt, that's going to be a probability. But let me also put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
They already said so officially.
Hang on. I'm going to put up what happens when it comes to certain things being exclusive and how some people feel about it. When the 1-year exclusivity for Tomb Raider, for Rise of the Tomb Raider or whatever was down, a lot of people got mad. But people failed to realize that Microsoft published that and they invested money into the development. If they didn't, that game might not have come out. And then we might not have gotten Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was a success for Square Enix and IO or not IO, Crystal Dynamics, right? But here's the thing. Look at Platinum Games and what they did with Bayonetta. Bayonetta 1 was multi-plat. Everyone loves that. But guess what? Nintendo published and funded Bayonetta.
Down.
Yeah. Nintendo bought or published and funded Bayonetta 2, but I don't see anyone complaining or crying that it's just like, why is Bayonetta 2 only on Switch? Why can't I play it on PlayStation? Why can't I play it on Xbox? Guess what? Nintendo put money into it. They have the say on where it goes. If they say, hey, Platinum, go ahead, y'all can put it on other consoles, we don't care. Then yeah. But the fact is, they put money into that game. That is exactly what Xbox is doing with Bethesda. That's where people need to get the understanding of how financials and it comes to investments work.
No, I totally
That's
agree.
what it is.
No, I totally agree. But you know what? But
real quick,
while we're saying that, and I'm not gonna. Oh, no, okay, go ahead, because I want to make this point just before we go on to the next topic. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, just one quick point.
Yes,
So because a lot of people are asking, for Xbox to also put those games on PlayStation. Here's another reason that makes no sense. We already have that now. Why would they spend $7.5 billion for what we already have?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to spend any money. We already have that situation. What's the purpose of that? It's obvious. Exclusivity. Duh.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say,
it's that simple.
And listen, Microsoft can definitely throw a screwball at us and say, well, we're just going to let Bethesda just stay like they are. But the backlash will be tremendous. And I almost think it would be like when they were trying to get rid of Xbox Live and then try to hit everybody up with extra money. That type of outrage, I think that the community would be so upset that I think that they would probably make some changes. Because I just don't see logically. You invest all this money into this and then still keep the games where they are. Like I understand the whole point of extra money, you know what I'm saying, because you're going to be getting it from PlayStation, but and even from, I guess, Nintendo too, from when those games will be coming for Nintendo. But I don't know, man. I that's why I say that I don't think it's going to be every game. It's going to be, like they were saying, a case by case basis. But if you just look at that, we talked about this. Was it 2 weeks ago, I believe, or last week? I can't believe it was last week or 2 weeks. I know we talked about it on the Dev and the Gamer. Of most of those Bethesda games sold better on Xbox than they did on PlayStation. So it just I don't know. But we need to move on. Really good topic though. Really good talking point. All right, so let's just kind of go ahead and get done with the whole Aaron Greenberg telling gamers to lower their expectations for the next event. Kind of moving to that. I mean, we don't have to like beat on a dead horse on it, but what do you guys think? I mean, this could be just an open discussion. I mean, do you think that that's the wrong move for him to say, or do you think that this is the right thing to do?
Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and just touch on this really quickly. Is that one, the transparency and just the aspect of it is a double-edged sword, but it's a good thing to kind of set people's expectations in line. Because if you don't, look at what happens. People have these grandiose beliefs on what they're gonna see and what's gonna be. Even if they outline it straight out, there are going to be those people that are just like, no, it's obviously going to be this, especially from all these supposed insiders who start sharing all this information. And if you don't put a control on that, people tend to go overboard with it. Look at what happened with what everyone was saying was going to be at the PlayStation State of Play. We were supposed to see what the Metal Gear Solid remake and the new Silent Hills that was going to be exclusive with Konami and PlayStation and all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's all cool if it's true, but I doubt that's going to be a thing when they've already kind of stated what was going to be there. The fact is, if you don't temper expectations, people tend to go overboard with it, and then you get the people that are upset. Because we've seen it even on the Xbox side with some people saying, oh, it was supposed to have all this. It's just like, no, it was laid out directly there in front of you what this showcase was going to have. You guys made it something more than it was. And I think him saying, well, that's great information just to temper the expectations of what's going to be there, I think that's great. Because the fact that we still don't have anything confirmed for the date that everyone was supposedly mentioning in the first place. So honestly, helping to make sure that things don't get overboard is the best way to kind of ensure that no one is expecting too much. And then if it doesn't happen, everyone getting angry when that wasn't even the initial reason for the show or what they were going to do. Honestly, having that aspect of tempering is honestly one of the best things that they can do, because then if they exceed your expectations or they do something to kind of subvert that and excite everyone, then guess what? It was something you weren't just expecting because of the fact that you're like, oh, well, I heard this, I heard that, I heard, from this supposed person that was saying all these false things to just try and get some sort of attention. And then when it didn't happen, you get all mad. But the fact is, when they keep that in line and then surprise you, then it's an actual something excite-worthy compared to what others are trying to say. My thoughts.
All right. Anybody else?
No, I could definitely second on that, man. I'm definitely, damn, man. I don't know.
Okay, see, I mean, it's just okay. All right, so this is my point about this, because we kind of touched about it.
Let me just say something.
Go ahead.
Okay.
This feels like a beginning of a skit by Dave Chappelle. Yo, when keeping it real goes wrong. I feel like this is the early stages of that. He's just being honest that, some showcase or whatever we have in the future, just some low-key stuff. Don't get all hyped over with expectations. It's not that serious. He's just being honest. I'll let you know in the future, what's about to happen. And, like I was saying earlier, there's going to be those who take his words and twist it into something else. And, that's just how that's going to go. So we'll just have to see.
Okay.
Man, as far as that, yeah, we have to temper our expectations, man. I mean, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be hype, you're going to be hype. I mean, if you see something that you like,
right,
that's just what it is. If you're expecting something, that's just what it is. It's part of being a gamer, man, right? But at the same time, when somebody like that is known to put out good information, and it's just known throughout Xbox, man. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It could be a play. It could be saying, "Hey, man, temper your expectations," and then boom, we hit you upside the head with something. Or it could literally be nothing. At the end of the day, I take these events for what they are. Because typically we know the bigger events don't happen until the summer and towards the fall. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see. That's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man.
Well,
I mean. It's one of those things. They're going to tell you whatever they're going to want to tell you to either try to move the needle or not move the needle. Who knows?
Yeah, I think personally for myself is this. I said this last night. I want to see what's coming within 2021. If you want to, E3 is where you want to make the big showcase, and then if you do another XO event, and then also for the Game Awards. Those are the three places where you can drop your heavy hitters of information, or show your clips of of like they did with Joanna Dark, stuff like that. Just do your little trailer, get people hype, and it's like what they did with Fable. That's those are the things for me. But I want to know what's coming. I want to know what's coming out this year. Show me more of that, because we ain't seen enough of that. Like, okay, Crossfire X. That trailer was fire for that single player that Remedy's going to be doing for that game.
I'm dying to see that. Oh my God. Yes. That's the one I've been talking about.
Yeah, yep. Crossfire X. I'm like, show me more of that. The game that they had the trailer for like $7. I can't think of the name of the game right now, but they had the little demo for it.
Are you talking about Bright Memory?
Bright Memory.
Or
Infinite. Yeah, Bright Memory. Yeah, like, show me more of that. You showed a clip of the main boss. I want to see more of that. I want to see more Biomutant. I want to see more of all these other games.
Biomutant is from THQ.
I'm just saying games in general. I'm not just making it about just Xbox. I'm just talking about games in general, because they're going to be showing third party games too. So, I want to see more Corvus. I want to see all these other games that Xbox is going to be.
The Ascent.
Yeah, the Descent. I want to see Battlefield 6. I want to see shit that more of Halo. Infinite. I want to see that. Show me those games of this year, because we only got nuggets of what we're supposed to get. The only game that I can think of that's drilled in the head and I don't want to see any more of is Ratchet and Clank, because PlayStation, they showed the same damn trailer of that game like 3 damn times, and then they showed the new stuff for it just, I think, a couple of months ago, and then they didn't even show it in State of Play this last time around, because they're like, okay, this is overkill. Game's going to come out here pretty soon. Yeah, like, show me, let everybody know that MLB is going to be on Xbox for the show is going to be on the Xbox for the first time. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? And of course, as me being a fighting fan, I know that Guilty Gear Strife is not going to be on Xbox. Good God! But at least but Fatal Fury, King of the Fighters. I'm sorry, I said Fatal Fury. King of the Fighters 14, 15. That's going to be coming to Xbox. Show me that. Like, show me stuff for this year. Then when it comes to E3, hit us with the bangers. Hit us with the stuff that's 2, 3, 4 years out. Show us Avowed. Show us Everwild. Show us all these other games that's going to be coming out later. Show us more Hellblade when that comes out in 2022 or 2023. That's when you do that, or XO and then beyond. I don't want to see stuff 3, 4, 5 fucking years down the line, and then we still got to talk about it. And then the only thing it's going to do is to still have those same stupid narratives. Well, where's the games at? Where's the games at? You got to wait 4 or 5 years for these games to come. I mean, and I understand that it's the same thing going over there. But the point of it is that there's so much content that's coming out this year that we haven't got a chance to see yet. So that's what I'm glad that Aaron Greenberg said what he said. Like, I mean, and it doesn't matter because I like State of Play. I thought every time that they're showing game content, I'm hyped for it. I don't care. I mean, some things are better than others, of course, but I'm always hyped for it because it's just content that of these games that I don't have yet, and if it's something that I really want to get my hands on, I want to see more of it. That's what it's about. The big stuff, yeah, you can go as far out. You can do E3. You can show us something from 10 years ahead. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. But for these smaller things, I just want you to show me what's within the year. I don't know. Do you guys disagree with me on that, or do you understand my point of what I mean by that, or what?
I think that's something that they still have to work on, is the fact of that they say that they don't want to show things too far out, and I think that's still a problem. That they shouldn't be showing things too far out. Like, the fact is, gamers, especially as fans, they want to see what's coming within the next 6 months to a year. And I think that's something that's absolutely still been a case that they've been working on for a while, is the fact of they don't want to show things too far out, because look at what happened with look at the whole Crackdown situation. Look at everything that happened with Scalebound and everything else when you show things too far out in advance. And I think that's probably still one of the biggest points that they need to keep working on. But I think they definitely are working on it, but they still need to do more. I was like, they need to show more of what's coming sooner, now that they're getting used to showing things that's out within a year, 2 years. But the fact is, we still need to see what's coming soon. I was like, as gamers, we still want to see what is coming now that we're going to be spending our money on, within the next couple months. What is going to keep us going besides all these third-party content? Third party is the big sellers, all the multiplats, but the fact is, what more is coming that's going to keep us going, especially directly from you as a first-party studio?
Well, there's Scorn, and there's plenty of games that's going to be coming. That's the point. Like,
it's when are they coming?
Those games are coming out this year. That's what I'm saying. Like, show me those. Show me more of those.
And that's what I'm saying, though, is that
and everything else. Like, I want to see those games. Show me that.
And that's what I'm trying to say, is that we need to see more of what's coming soon and start getting more dates. Like, a lot of companies are giving timeframes, and some of them make sense on why there are timeframes. But the fact is, we still need more of what's coming soon.
Yeah, Tunic. Yeah, like Stalker 2. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if these games are going to, and that's the thing too. If these games, I understand the pandemic is still a part of the situation as well, but again, and I'm sure that not every last one of those games come out, because if all these games that Xbox showed from that event will come over this year on top of when you got Halo, everybody on Xbox is going to be eating. I mean, and PlayStation is going to be eating too, but it's the thing of it to me is like, you can't sit here and say that the content's not going to be there, because there's going to be plenty of content available. And you know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to try to, pinpoint and nitpick and say, well, where's all those AAA bangers? Well, that's going to be coming most likely in 2022 and beyond. But that's the thing, what I'm saying? But when you got Halo, that's the biggest of the big AAA bangers right there. So I don't know, man. It's there's going to be people that's going to dissect it. However, I like that what Aaron Greenberg said, because I think what happened is that the reason why he does it is because of the backlash that he got for trying to overhype the first event that they showed last year. before the big Xbox event reveal. I forgot what that one event was, and he got everybody hype, and then there was people that actually said that they didn't like it, and I was just like, what? It was a good show, like, but again, because he hyped it, people were expecting so much more. And like you said earlier, that there's people that's doing this as well with the PlayStation. People talking about this game was going to be there. They guaranteed it. They're insiders, their sources, all that other Yahoo,
Right.
that trash. Yeah, and none of that happened. It was just, it was a good show that showed games that's going to be coming out this year for PlayStation. So, all right, let's talk about Nintendo. Our Nintendo resident isn't here tonight, but I'm sure that you guys are going to talk about that tomorrow for sure. So I don't know if we're going to go in full length about it, but and listen, I bought
a good point. Well, actually, One Way Dragons is here. I don't know if he wants to speak on it, or if he plans to speak on it tomorrow. We could skip it.
What? No. I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to be on the Dragon's Den. So,
well, if you want to talk about it, I'm just saying.
You don't have to be on the Dragon's Den. We on GRG. I don't want to hear that crap.
Well, I'm just telling you.
How you want to do it? So then, all right, then ask the question.
First of all,
the new Switch
shout
is
out to the
coming.
people in the chat. Shout out to the no. I'm gonna go back to your last because I was listening to the end of your speech. I want to touch on that. First of all, when somebody support the brand and who they work for, it's not hype. They're just supporting their brand, and I'm talking about management. If they think they got a good event, it don't have to be an event that everybody's happy with, because a lot of this stuff we talk about with gaming. When somebody says, "Oh, we're gonna have a great show," that don't mean we're gonna have a show with mad secrets, mad big titles, mad AAA drops. That's the problem with these Nintendo Switches, these PlayStation events, and Xbox events, is that when somebody says, "Oh, we're gonna have a good show," then you got the cannon fodder from the clowns on Twitter and every other social media platform. Oh, they're gonna show PR, they're gonna show Halo Infinite times 10, and it don't be the individuals like an Aaron Greenberg. It don't be them. They just said we're gonna have a good show. We got some things to show you. It's the cannon fodder that comes behind it with the clowns who start making up all. Because last PlayStation event, I thought we were gonna see VR. They didn't say that, but the dummies did. So we can't take somebody supporting their brand.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody can say, "Oh, Phil Spencer said we're gonna have a good show." Where's Infinite? He said, "Where's Gear 6? Come on. We got to stop.
I think you need to explain this to Blue Moon, because you've told us the story, but if for people who don't know why we call him Lemon, why don't you just go ahead and let people know why we call you Lemon?
Nah, I ain't doing that. It's not that even. No, I ain't doing it. No, I'm not even in that mental state.
Okay.
Subscribe to my channel, hit me in my comments, and I'll tell you there. Anyway, let's move on. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
That's
keeping it real.
Okay, solicit. Yeah.
Meekest from the Zeus, as my boy Bloody calls me. Yeah, that's what we doing.
Okay, but go ahead.
Good, cat. I see it's lighting up. No, my point was is this: you gotta tone down your anticipation in what you think they should be showing, because the last State of Play was fine. All this hoopla, it was trash, it was garbage. First of all, the game of Kena. Let's get into that. All we saw was CG. The game don't look like that. We don't know what it really looks like. And then we saw gameplay for about 6 hot minutes of gameplay. It looked amazing. Okay, we found out it's not a PlayStation exclusive. It's a timed exclusive. I get it. But how did that game look from gameplay? It looked fine, right?
Looked great. Yeah. Can't wait to play.
What's the other Sifu or whatever it's called?
Sifu. Yes.
Another game I'm interested in. Bam! We've seen gameplay from other games. We also got Abe's Odyssey being launched on PlayStation and PSN Plus bonus. Who mad about that if you got a PlayStation?
Yeah, it's just like Game Pass type situation.
Facts. So now I go and look at all these Xbox shows, PlayStation shows. Oh, this was garbage. This is trash. What the hell do y'all want them to say? If you play this game, you get $1 million winning lotto ticket when you beat it? That's the only thing that's going to make a lot of these clowns happy. A lot of people say negative stuff to get negative attention, which brings more clicks than positivity. So when I'm looking at this show, and I'm a gamer, Xbox is my platform preferred, but I have a gaming PC over $4,000. I got a PlayStation 5. I got an Xbox Series X, and I got a Switch. So I don't go into gaming to discredit no company for anything. I look to play games. I want good gaming information. And when you go into a show and you look at that, You cannot tell me they didn't give you good information. Not only did they show gameplay, they gave dates. I used to tell KMEGA when I first met her, I said, "Mo, I like dates." I discredited a lot of Microsoft events because I said, well, when we getting it? Because I ain't with the trailer crap. I jumped off the Sony bandwagon with that. Showing me trailers 3 years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want at least give me an idea. Say, God of War Ragnarok 2023. Okay, so now when you show me something, I'm hype, but I know when I'm getting it or have an idea. Don't show me a trailer for 3 years straight.
Yeah, they
Three
bamboozled
straight.
the PlayStation community talking about 2021, and then next thing you know, boom.
That wasn't gonna happen. But what? First of all, Halo has never been delayed, right? Halo is a disappointment delay to me. But if the game ain't done, that's not a franchise you can play with. Not only is it the #1 first-party franchise in the history of gaming. Shout out to my boy Op who don't know jack shit about Halo. Anyway,
What the fuck?
anyway, $10 billion franchise. Facts. But when you have a game of that magnitude, like Halo 5, you can't drop the ball, especially in multiplayer. You don't have to like every Halo story is not fantastic. Some people love Reach. Some people love the first 2 games. Okay, 2 is like a fan favorite. Not multiplayer. Me and KMEGA and Don played it the other night. I was like, man, I ain't a fan of this old crap. It's outdated. But when you hear idiots, oh, they need to go back to Halo 2 controls, you don't even believe that. Some people.
They say it. I can't believe it when
They
I go
just
back and I play it.
they just regurgitate it.
Nah,
Yeah.
they don't believe that.
What it is
Yeah.
out of millions and millions and millions of gamers, there's like 10,000 that just keep repeating it. Who the other people just don't have a voice because they don't really care. They're just playing games. Halo 5 has been the most successful Halo financially to date, but people hate the story. But if you look at the story, right? The game that game came out. What game that year came out had a better first-person shooter story? Not one. You only can compare it to itself. And it's the most successful Halo multiplayer game ever financially. Not that many people hate it. That's just what it is. LeBron James is the so-called hated most superstar ever, but he's the highest endorsed player since Michael Jordan at $400 million a year. Ain't that many people hating. Top seller sneaker in Jersey every year. Maybe 1 or 2 years Curry came in when he was on fire. That's a fact. But you can't take the cannon fodder and run with it like it's the majority opinion. They go for anything. So when somebody like Aaron Greenberg said, we got a good show for you, just look at the good show. Stop talking all about PlayStation's VR. They promised. They didn't say none of that. This is not an E3 event where they're bringing out all the bells and whistles. This is not a game award situation. The gaming community need to pump their brakes and hold back on their anticipations. You ain't corporate. You're a gamer. Yes, you spend your money. I respect that. So do I. But come on. A lot of this feedback, backlash, disrespect, threats come from people who just want what they want, and when they don't get it, they're like a spoiled rich kid.
Yep.
They start whining. That's all it is.
That's the truth. I mean, they don't have it. It's beyond.
Get it, baby.
It's way beyond anything of just real comprehension. I mean, if you really think about it, like, I mean, if you look at if we first were, before we became content creators and things like that, we weren't coming out here complaining when they had a television show or a special at G4 or on game trailers or something. We were just happy that they were going to be showing some new stuff.
Anything.
Yeah, anything. And I'm sure that there were people that would want to, but we were looking, but you know what I'm saying? But most of us was like, man, give us anything. What we going to see? And then when you go and you watch E3, and then all of that stuff, then you know at that point, or Gamescom, then you knew that there were going to be some stuff that they were going to show, and or the PlayStation event when they were having their PlayStation events and stuff like that. That's when you knew that they were going to give you their biggest reveals, you know. And that's now
Right.
it's
That's
just
the big
like
thought.
everything comes out. And the craziest thing I heard yesterday was that after people were bashing the hell out of the Xbox show, what's it called?
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about State of Play with Sony.
No, the Xbox's show. I forget what the name of it is.
Inside Xbox.
Inside Xbox. Inside Xbox. All of a sudden, here they come talking about, man, where's Inside Xbox been? Like, I mean, you can't show me something from inside. Yo, we're dogging the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and of course, on top of that, the one reason probably why they don't have it is because of the whole COVID situation. But it's like, okay, so you were dogging every time that the show came out that was subpar, but now you missing it. Like, I don't even know. That's why sometimes it's not even realistic to just listen to some of these people, because they just want to complain about any and everything, just because wherever the wind blows that particular day, there's always somebody that wants to complain and bitch and moan, and it's crazy to me. But anyway, let's get to our last topic, which is the Nintendo thing. Listen, I really don't have too much to say about it. If Nintendo comes out with a new Pro, which it's been rumored for the last year that they were going to be coming out with a new Switch. I mean, Switch Pro, and it's going to have
rumored for years.
Yeah, for years. I knew it was real heavy last year.
It's been around for 3 years at least.
Yeah, and so, and we know that these games, they're going to keep getting more enhanced and better than ever. The Switch is a hot commodity. And they had to upgrade it, because if you keep having these games to where they can only be played on 2 consoles and they can't be played on the Switch, you know, it's going to hurt their sales overall. So of course they're going to have to make one, but I think it's going to have a OLED screen. It's going to be a little bit bigger from what I read in the report. And I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, how much do you think it's going to be? $400? And
I'll kind of go in on this because I talked about this last.
All right, go ahead.
And shout out to Clowns and them invited me on Four Guys of Quarters if you want to hear my thoughts on this over there.
Nope.
But basically, to reiterate, is that supposedly right now what they're saying that is going on is that this new updated version is going to be utilizing Samsung's new 7-inch OLED mass-produced screens, and these are going to be the screens that are going to be utilized on their newer phones, such as the Samsung 21 and 21 Plus, as well as the ones that are utilized for the new Notes that are going to be coming out. But they're specifically set at 7 inches for the new screen that is supposedly going to be used on the new Switches. That's going to help with battery consumption within the Switch itself to help prolong its battery life. However, there's a lot of talk about the 4K capabilities of the console. Now, what people are not hearing or really iterating is that it's not going to make the Switch itself in handheld mode 4K.
Facts.
No, it's still going to be 720p, but it's just going to have a slightly increased resolution, but more focused on trying to increase the frame rate. What's going to be 4K about it is the fact that there is rumors of a new SoC chip being utilized specifically within the dock itself that will allow it, when the Switch is docked, to be able to output with an upscaled resolution to 4K.
That's the use of Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and it's going to be utilized as an upscale to 4K to output on monitors and TVs whenever it's within the dock. However, one of the big things is that they were making small iterations to be able to help support the console when it's in handheld mode by giving it a higher 720p resolution with a better screen that will help to minimize the battery consumption. And there's supposedly rumors that they're also going to have increased battery life, but that wasn't overly stated within the leaked spec details. But that is something that has also been rumored that they're trying to upgrade, which is going to be anything is an improvement over a 3-hour battery life, roughly, to even go into something as 5 hours. As well as the fact that the OLED screen is supposed to help with 20 to 25% battery consumption. So that already adds almost a quarter extended battery life, which helps to prolong that when it's outside.
Which is still not a lot. It's still not a lot. Let's not get it crazy.
It's not a lot.
a lot, but every little bit helps.
And that's what I'm saying, is I'm not saying that it's a lot. I'm just saying that that's what the goal is. But again, the biggest aspect is that it's not necessarily an upgrade to the handheld itself. There are some iterations. The big thing is updating and being able to upgrade the dock, which is going to be the main aspect, especially with the fact that what made especially recently, the fact is why this may have picked up is that with the past year of lockdown and quarantine, while this Switch was definitely a hot commodity, is the fact of that people are at home and they probably want to play at a higher resolution instead of when they were on the go where they didn't care, which is probably one of the biggest pushes why they might be doing this update to be able to support 4K.
Right, which makes perfect sense. Because somebody asked the question was basically, who plays their Nintendo Switch docked? I'm like, I do. I mean,
mostly everybody plays it docked. Only the kids take it on portable, and if you do take portable, it's not a long-lasting experience. You can't play Breath of the Wild on the go. It's only 2 hours. And you could be walking around before you even finish a dungeon more than an hour and a half.
Well, okay, now see, I would like to see a poll on that, like some kind of poll of like, I would think that there would be more people that play it docked. I mean, not docked, would play it, sitting on a couch or something like that or whatever, more than docked. But I mean, for gamers like us, there's no doubt. I mean, it's 90%. Yeah, it's 90%. Yeah, it's well.
Sorry.
Well, no.
The only time I take it on the go is
xCloud. Well, yeah. With xCloud, I mean, you don't really have to, but that's the thing for us. But I mean, I don't know. I think that there would be more people, but I think you're right. It's mostly the younger people that's got it walking around. I just entertain. I played it when we had the lights off from the from the ice storm that came back in what was it, November, December. I played it. I played it without the dock, of course. I took it with me, but I was just kind of like, hey, not bad at all. But it's totally different. Yeah, but when you playing it on your television, I just prefer doing that myself personally. So I think that's a really good look.
Let me hop in here next. Let me tell you the Switch experience. First of all, the Switch ain't slacking in the house. It's a 1080p 60 frame system. 99% of the games coming from Nintendo is 1080p 60. Looks fantastic, sharp visuals, great shadows and everything for a 1080p platform is great. Running the 4K, right? Nintendo doesn't ever push the envelope in graphics. Nope. So what the hell are we going to see in 4K? Mario? We're already getting maxed out at 1080p 60, which everybody's bragging about. The Xbox Series X.
Some colors will be popping.
No. They didn't say HDR. They just said 4K. It possibly be HDR, but that's not a graphical enhanced. That's a visual enhanced. There's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference. So what I'm saying is, we already seeing Switch docked. Donkey Kong looks better. The new Mario 3D World.
That looks really good.
It looks, and it's 1080p 60. They aim at 60. They always aimed at 60. So now, if they go to 4K and the Nintendo doesn't push the envelope in terms of overwhelming graphics, special effects, ray tracing, they don't do that. So buying a new Switch is going to do what for Mario? Is his whiskers going to be 4K now?
Probably.
You get what I'm saying? Like, they don't aim at the top of the charts. They only did it really twice. N64, they dropped the ball. They had more 3D than capabilities in terms of shadows, popping. We all play GoldenEye.
Texture
multiplayer.
Memory.
Right. They don't do that. Then the next system they went, and Sick will tell you this. They brought out two systems with the GameCube, the original and the Panasonic version. There was only two dudes that I knew, myself and this dude named Niel, that had the Panasonic version. That was the silver one with all the outputs. It was like $600 for its time.
And
there was only two dudes. Right. It was only two dudes. And guess what? We went out there and bought that, spent that money. And the best thing was Luigi's Mansion. That's it. I don't trust Nintendo to have a 4K pushing system. Like, if Sony's going to go the next route and Xbox going to go the next route, I got faith in them. They're going to take it to the next level. Nintendo just want to touch the mark that they think is acceptable and give you what they want.
Yo, the last
So,
time they pushed technology level and it was successful was Super Nintendo. That's
Facts.
it. See, you already knew what I was gonna say. Like that's how long ago.
What it is. So what I'm saying is, would I buy the next Switch? Oh, God bless you, baby. Yes, I would do that. Yes, because I'm a tech dude. I want to see the best. But come on, look at their track record. They can't even do online properly with voice chat. You think I got faith in them to do 5.1? They still not doing it. They still don't have 5.1 surround sound in none of the consoles. They don't have regular voice chat. And now y'all worrying about them doing 4K. And what's supposed to improve? A little bit of sharpness when they mastered 1080p 60, which Digital Foundry kisses Microsoft's behind with the Xbox Series X, and now games are 1440p, 60 frames and 120. Come on. What is Nintendo going to do with the extra power that they're going to charge for? Anybody on the panel cannot tell me I'm wrong.
Nope. Okay.
That's what they do.
They do it.
But you know what? I'm going to buy it. And let's talk about battery life. Battery life on the Switch is already horrible. Even with the extended version, you still play Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is one of the main games that people tested with. You went from 2 hours to 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's not an improvement. OLED is not going to help that because you got to look at the size of the screen. It's bigger. They're talking about a brighter OLED, and I have to clean this up.
Well, there's
OLED.
There's batteries that can go longer. I mean that could be the
facts.
extra cost that
But
goes into
OLED is not a Samsung technology.
No.
It's LG. Life is good.
Yeah.
That's when they was like, Samsung's OLED technology. I said that's subject right there in that statement alone. That's not Samsung's technology.
No, that's LG. Yeah.
That's LG stuff. Come on. Samsung still don't and quantum dot ain't a technology. It's a goddamn screen filter.
Yep.
It's not a chip. It's nothing. But people think, I'm getting a QLED. It's a goddamn extra piece of plastic added to the screen to bring out more colors. It's not technology in terms of a chip, a RAM, software. No, it's none of that. It's an extra filter put on the screen to bring out more colors, which adds another piece of plastic to what you're watching. That's all it is. It's a filter. It's a filter situation. It's not, So people, when they go out here and they run around, like I tell you, KMEGA, people on Twitter always say any terms and don't even know what they're talking about. People think QLED is a technology in terms of hardware. It's really not. It's a goddamn filter. That's what it is. And when I read the article, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. But the point is, people you got to look at things with a grain of salt. OLED is not their technology. This is all rumors. This is still not a fact. When they actually find something that's factual and have basis to go, they're still talking about what they think. I saw these articles. I said, let me read this. Then I heard, Samsung's OLED technology. I said, Samsung? Because if it's Samsung's OLED, that means they're renting it or license it from LG.
Now I heard that they are working on that type of technology.
No, they are. But they also
actually it must be the because Samsung makes their own OLED screens for phones. It's phones screen level technology. Right. It's not like
but that's the thing.
It's like me and KMEGA had a conversation about mini LED. I said that's TCL technology, but Samsung has the money to make it better, so they are licensing it. But that's TCL stuff.
But what I'll
get what I'm saying
is they're using that the fact that it is mass produced from Samsung because of the fact that they have the money to kind of help do that. But you're right, it's not there.
What is mass produced?
No, I'm saying that the report is that they're using Samsung's mass produced 7-inch OLED screens. That's what it was. That's what
bloody. Samsung don't have OLED TVs. They don't have OLED anything.
No, I'm saying they're phone screens.
For phone screens. For phone screens.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, 6
that's
at the
what
same
I'm talking
time.
about.
Yeah.
It's not TV screen technology or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who owns OLED?
And that's what we're saying.
You just elaborated that. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's still not their stuff. You get what I'm? That's all I'm saying. I agree with y'all. I get what you're saying. Samsung's gonna take their side of it, but they still don't have an OLED phone out. What phone they got OLED? I got the latest phone, Galaxy. Well, I don't got the Galaxy 21 is the newest one, but I have a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That's not OLED.
Yeah, it's AMOLED. It's basically the same.
AMOLED. Thank you, Sick.
With the same weaknesses and with burning and everything,
Facts.
it's the same pluses
Facts.
and minuses too.
Facts.
It's everything's the same. It's just the phone level technology. But this is what they're talking about that Nintendo's going to use. So Samsung's been the supplier for that. For a lot of people, like they've made phone screens for even Apple on
They
iPhone.
make
So we
everything,
know,
even chips.
yeah. So there you go. So,
But I'm just saying, I'm not
Samsung is the supplier. That's what the report's saying.
I'm not going to
There's a
put
lot
too
of
much stake in it, but it's a lot of hoping. It's like with the VR patents from Sony, we still waiting to see something official.
Yeah, that part about the VR thing is very odd. I mean, why is it that they don't have anything about VR? But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. We might talk about that next week.
Well, there's the fact that that Jim Ryan interview said that they have a new version that they're working on. They just don't have an official name for it or what they're going to be changing.
That shit should have been there for launch.
Oh, it's still early or whatever, you know? People talking too much, so he had to answer this one question to shut people up, and they're still taking it wrong.
Yeah, he said that they're working on it. Just wait.
Yeah, I just hate that the gaming community and me and KMEGA, Megatron, even King, we always talk about this all the time. The social media platforms have really gave the dummies a voice.
So
yep, and exactly. I've been saying it for a while too. Yeah.
When you see something, let's say I'm a PlayStation retard. Your PlayStation got Audit 3.0. It's a wrap. But go ahead. So it's like when you see something like that, and you're a fan of something, and you think that person could be right, now the whole community running with it. A week later, we ain't heard a peep out of Audit 3.0. It's just like, y'all need to just chill, be gamers, have your opinion, but stop running with the tech talk. Please, come on. It takes a lot of work to know the ins and out of tech, man. And people just, that's why KMEGA, just stop responding. You can't win. They outnumber us. Even Xbox dudes, when they be like, oh, yeah, they're doing ray tracing to the third power. Like, it's a Bible or something. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Right. And but back to what you first asked, though, it's like, this internet, it really does amplify and give more voice to stupid thoughts and stuff. And that's what it just does. It amplifies that. There's a piece of media is playing in my mind where basically some character literally said that with, and he said, quote, with all its triteness, like every stupid thing that people get to, it was in Metal Gear Solid 2 when the computer starts talking about the internet and how people are just reading stuff and believing whatever and being controlled and whatever. And there's a part where it explains that one aspect.
All right.
Right. There's a part where, and remember, this is the AI
left.
No. It's literally you said this. No, literally you said this. No,
about the thing. Come on, man.
But
we got
a lot of people saying
don't try to stop it now.
That may not be accurate.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll be all night. I'll just wrap it up.
No,
just wrap it up.
Go ahead. A lot of people have been saying absurd things, but the OLED screen or the AMOLED or whatever from Samsung to fit in this is a perfect match. It will cut down the power use, but don't expect the form factor to change. There's a big bezel there. That OLED will fill that up. It should fit just right. I believe, I don't have a switch to measure, but I think it should, right? So it'll just be almost no bezel, and it's just filled up with screen. And it's slightly faster on the handheld part just to do some stuff, but really, I feel it's gonna rely heavily on that DLSS, and that's where that whole dock situation comes from. They might have the tensor cord.
If you're a Switch owner and you play portably and you don't really play home, the system does nothing for you. Rumored not to do nothing for you.
Yeah.
It's 720p on the go.
If it's a bigger screen, that's gonna
I mean,
help out a lot.
size.
Yeah,
but if they're gonna charge $400, KMEGA, I'm not paying $400 for two inches.
That was console.
You get what I'm saying? It's just like, wow. It's okay. No, but they have two big markets. They own portable, and to have a hybrid system works for Nintendo. As hot as they keep saying that the Switch is, it's only dominating in Japan. not the other regions. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fabricated. That's another fabrication. It's not dominating in Europe and PlayStation or Xbox, and it's not dominating in the United States, PlayStation or Xbox. It's dominating in Japan. And one of the biggest games sold in one week was what's this game called? Octopath Traveler. You know what the number was, KMEGA?
What?
They sold 80,000 in a week.
Oh yeah, because it was really big for Nintendo.
Yeah, but that's big for Japan. not the rest of the world. But you know how dudes try to take the title and it's big, they're selling big. Yeah, okay.
Well, that was the media really going
Yeah,
off
facts,
on it.
facts.
Media. So,
But I ain't gonna say no more.
But yeah, but all right. Rain, did you have anything that you wanted to say? Anything about the Nintendo situation, or are you just kind of?
Nah, man. I mean, it's kind of y'all beat it up, man. Y'all knocked that out. That's a heavyweight knockout right there, man. I mean, it is what it is.
All right. Okay, so thank you guys for coming and stopping by. Lemon, gracing us with your presence. You know what I'm saying? Coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like you some kind of OG or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's very nice of you. That's very king of you to just come in here and grace us with your presence for the last, like 30 minutes to an hour of the show. That's really good, man. Anyway,
he's falling the hell asleep.
I know. But anyway, anything else? Anybody got anything else to say before we do our sign outs about anything that we talked about, or just anything random?
Dark Optimus is in the chat. Yo, hit his theme song.
Oh, hold on. See, you said you didn't want me to play with it, but now you want me to sit here and play the. All right,
I'm hearing it.
All right, hold on. There we go. Dark Optimus is in the house. What's up, Dark?
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
All right, man. Thank you, guys. So funny. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you for coming and checking out the GRG podcast. It was a great discussion tonight. It was a really good show. Yeah, and again, you know what I'm saying, I was giving Lemon some shit, but man, thank you for coming by, saying what's up, giving us your expertise on the stuff with Nintendo, and then the topic beforehand. Man, I'm saying this while we were talking. I was itching because I finally got the one of my 99 night games, and so I was playing it. And listen, Xbox, I don't know what it. I mean, I know it's a Konami game, and so maybe that's where the issues are. But if it's just something that, like, you guys can get this thing rolling, man, you need to make 99 Nights back and pat. I don't know why the hell this isn't on there and got a little up-res, because the game plays phenomenal on the 360, bro. I could just imagine playing it on this blue controller, man, for the Series X, man. 99 Nights is fire. I forgot how damn good this game is. But anyway, all right, guys. Bloody, where can they find you at, man?
Man, they can find me all over the place. They can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and over on Glimish TV, a new streaming service where I be streaming all the time and putting out all sorts of content, all at Bloody Nux, KNUX. And I hope everyone has an amazing rest of their evening, morning, afternoon, day, night, whatever time that is for y'all. Y'all keep rocking, keep on talking, and always remember, keep it gaming. I'll see y'all later.
Where you streaming now?
Well, I'm still doing stuff on Twitch, but I don't know if anyone heard, but there's a new platform that came out called Glimish.tv, which is giving a lot of people a lot of old school Mixer vibes because they're pushing the FTL, and it's all completely community driven. And it's a wonderful thing that they're doing. Very transparent.
Hey, Bloody, you put the link in the chat for everybody.
Absolutely, I shall.
Okay, yeah, I'll sit there and I'll look into it, man, and I'll follow you there too. I don't even. They got so much stuff that they're doing. I need to. I was trying to. When Miss K, she went to that one place, and I was trying to go and find where it is, but I need to get the link to it. I need to hit her up and just say, man, where was that place that you you left when you left Facebook and you go on Twitter, and I've got to find out where Miss K went with that. So, all right. Still Rain, thank you for stopping by, brother, man. Where can they find you at, man?
Hey, man, another Friday, man. Sorry for the late intro, but we got to figure it out, man. Y'all was rocking and everything. Again, man, GRG Friday. It was excellent tonight. My guys. Again, KMEGA, always appreciate rocking with you. Slayer, Bloody.
You know what it is.
The Dragon. Hey, man, it was another good night. Excellent topics, KMEGA, man. And look, man, y'all can find me YouTube, Twitter. Maybe it's going to start going on Facebook, but also on Twitch. I Still Rain I everywhere. The T is a 7. Check me out, man. Hit me up in the DMs if you just want to chop it up. Hey, man, if you see me online, hit me up. I'm either going to rock with you or I'm not going to rock with you. I might be caught up. You never know. But anyway, yeah, man, that's it. Appreciate y'all boys, and y'all have a good night.
Bloody, you got Dark Ottoman saying, you know what I'm saying, he don't trust Bloody after he said Yakuza was better than Judgment.
Oh, he can hate all he wants, but everyone knows that the Dark Bottomist don't mean anything. He's a fraud on everything.
Oh my God.
And I explained to him exactly why true Yakuza fans had issues with Judgment on certain changes that they made that they did not like. I still said it was a good game and it was much different in storytelling, but there were certain game mechanics that they changed that a lot of people were not happy with, specifically the mortal wound aspect. By adding whenever you get cut with blades, it takes away your health permanently until you can get a med kit, which is stupid expensive in that game.
Man. Well,
so he can today.
Wow. That's wow. All right. Yeah.
I'm with you, nigga. Wow.
Six Slayer. Where can they find you? Where can they find you at, brother? Hey man, shout out y'all's podcast tomorrow, man. And where can they find you at, brother?
No, you ain't shouting out nothing. No. Hold on, Sick. We ain't shouting out nothing. I heard your little comment about you not being on my podcast. First of all, my podcast is all about podcasts. That's number one. Number two, I gotta introduce my panel first before I start getting guests. Shout out to Megatron and my boy King, who hit me up for the same thing. But come on, we gotta get established, K Mizzle. Don't do that.
What are you talking about?
You're gonna give it to them all.
This boy over here, let me
whoa.
You getting that?
He needs some milk. Okay, you know what? You know what?
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know what? I got this little airplane bottle of E&J. I gotta open that now. God damn it, y'all.
What? Oh, you about to do some drinking? All right.
Listen, you late. Podcast over, stupid face. You should have did that 45 minutes or an hour ago.
It burns.
Anyway,
Oh my God.
Slayer, where can they find you at, man? Why do we do outros for like an hour? What's going on here? Let's go.
Because y'all talking.
Yo,
he want to hit the bottle now. He could have hit the bottle like an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway. So, you can find me everywhere. Great Games Are Played on social media, on Twitter. Not so much YouTube, but you can find me right here every Friday on GRG, and tomorrow, every Saturday, on Dragon's Den. Hope to see you there, and we should have PK on there, myself, and One Way Dragons. We'll have to see y'all.
Diabetes.
All right, there we go.
Diabetes. What the? It's so disrespectful, man. I swear my. Let me finish the bottle already.
All right.
Oh no.
108. Oh.
Still going? I could have sworn. I was like,
bro,
man,
I
it's
know.
bedtime. Come on, hurry up.
One eternity later.
Okay, 108 Dragons.
He's been calling that all the time. Look who's talking, bro.
108 Dragons. Let everybody know what you got going on. And just, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. Now's your time.
Shout out to the panel, man. Sorry, I showed up late. My girl's birthday was tonight. Got
happy
home.
birthday.
Yeah, I told her, I'm going on the podcast right now. She said, right now. Wow. But shout out for everybody who showed up. I see we had a lot of people in here, man, and the support is crazy. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody on the panel. And you can find me on GRG, 108 Dragons, or 108 Dragons TV on daily content or every other day content. And you can find me at the new Dragons Den podcast tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will be giving out PlayStation Network codes and Xbox codes live on the broadcast, dropping in the chat. And that's what it is, baby. I was supposed to announce the game winner for Little Nightmares, but it looks like nobody won it because nobody said why they needed it. So guess what? We're gonna move into March game, and I'm gonna let y'all know tomorrow what that will be. Facts, possibly Outriders will be the giveaway. And if you're still interested, man, hit my last video and show some interest, and maybe we entered to win Little Nightmares 2 because it ain't too many people on that list. Facts.
Wow.
Appreciate y'all.
No doubt. All right. Well, as usual.
And hopefully we get KMEGA on the show because he sounded a little salty. Not like salty as podcast or anything like that, but he sounded a little salty, a little seawaterish. He'll be on. Don't worry.
That's okay.
Be down with the cool kids. That's all. That's all.
No, not diabetes. High blood pressure.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, this disrespect is real. The disrespect is real around here. I see. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much, man. I got my COVID shot. I got one of them. I got another one, but it's not time yet to do the pants off dance off. We still got some time, people. So keep it chill. Keep it chill. We almost there. We almost around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So we can go wild and do a damn thing. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, man. Until next week, we'll be back 8 o'clock doing the next podcast Thursday night. And I have no idea what time we do it. I think it used to be 7. I think it's 8. It might be 9. I have no idea. And you know what? Nobody can talk about how long GRG is now because I see everybody's shit is really long. Like, next podcast was like almost 4 hours last night. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Podcast, in the middle of it, I'm sorry, I literally fell asleep.
Bro!
Woke up and I'm like, hold on. It's the next day I got paid. And it was still going.
Crazy long, bro. Like, I'm like, I don't want to hear no excuses about how long GRG is.
I was listening to it in my sleep. I literally was. I remember what happened.
Yes.
In my sleep. You guys are weird.
Yo.
Showtime. We'll get next time. Bye. Everyone go. Leave.
Okay,
why y'all still here?
Oh my God, you're right. Let's get out of here. Peace, everyone.
Damn.
Oh man. We out of here.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.